When you walk in the room, it's still, and you can't see nobody else. I'm not the only one who feels the switch inside my body change. Oh, I just want you to myself. You to myself. When we go out, we don't get far, 'cause everybody knows your name. They stop to ask you how you are, but now our dinner plans run late, and I know your mother raised you right, so I don't you rise, and now and then can't help but wish this life was just the two of us. Oh, I just want you to myself. 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 You called to say that you will make it over to my place tonight. The office got you working late, and when you're off, you'll be too tired. I don't wanna make a scene. You're just so good at what you do. It's selfish of me to think
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for semi-finals number 1 of ILG Cup Season 3 PUBG Mobile. And we have a stacked server here today for Game 1. I'm Shadeslayer. Joining me is Flash. Flash, take us to the fight path.
What's up, Shady? We are going to have an amazing semi-final. This is going to be semi-final number 1. And we are full house. We have some crazy teams. A lot of fans are going to be there in the chat. And looking at the flight path, we are moving a very much eastern flight path. And it's not even going right from top. It's going halfway. So you're going from mid of Lipoka right down to military base. So a lot of places are going to be a little difficult to access, like Georgopol. This time Georgopol is not going to be easy to go. People might not be able to go to Zaki as well. Yes, definitely they can go pick up vehicles from Yasnaya, maybe from the fields near shooting range, or from Rozhok pick up a vehicle and go to Georgopol. Saying that, a lot of teams are going to take that risk because it's semi-finals. It's a semi-finals. You need to take loot. It's going to be BO2. First map Erangel, second map Miramar, and we do know how the struggles in Miramar are. It's not an easy map to play. So teams are going to want to rack up as much as they can in this map.
Yeah, most of the squads, at least some of them are gonna have Erangel as their slightly go-to map compared to Miramar. They wouldn't really have played that as much. So yes, it is not as tight as it is in the initial qualifier rounds where it is a 1-round map and only top 4 qualify. Here, 2 rounds, top 8 at the end of 2 rounds qualify to that finals tomorrow. So there is that slight margin for error, but there is always that trump card in the Miramar, right? So looking at that, you don't really want to leave it that late. That being said though, this is what the people have been waiting for. We have TX as well as God's Reign.
It's God's Reign and TX on the same freaking island. It's mill base, and it's going to be a mill base fight. You see Ronak, he's already taken 7th story. Yeah, he's got some level 3 armor as well. He's got one M164. Their C building is captured by Gods. And I think Gods must have studied by now TX and realized that TX tend to keep going towards mill base. I've also seen Gods, they favor mill base as well. So
So this is something that
it's
the
gonna be a
squads are
knock.
ready for, right?
Yeah, they're gonna want to knock each other out
And these
now.
guys have played so much that I'm pretty sure they know their drop patterns, they know their looting patterns, and they're gonna be ready for those set plays. And right now, as you can see, of course, for TX, they don't have Scout today on their side. They're going to be playing with In Your Dream. So we'll have to wait and see how that is going to affect their gameplay as well. They were pretty stellar in their qualifier round performance a couple of days ago. Let's see if they can kind of replicate that again.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they dropped a 22 bomb. On
27 bomb to be precise.
That's TX.
TX,
but Gods
yeah.
also dropped.
Yeah,
a
God's
20
Reign also did really well.
Yeah,
So
God's Reign also dropped a 21
and
bomb on that.
this is one of my favorite players, by the way, on God's Reign, Manu. This man gives no two hoots. This man does not know fear. He plays this as though he plays every single one of his pugs. His entire squad will be there, and this dude will be away, just getting those 4-man wipes time and again. Yes, it has cost God's Reign in a couple of those qualifiers where you see him push out, get flushed, and eventually they have the numbers disadvantage. But right now, you can see God's Reign are pretty much in their current position, but TX have completely rotated across.
And you can see Dax is also now moving closer towards Scientist building. So now this is going to become painful.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if we will in fact get to see an early
I think
fight
Manu
here.
has spotted someone. I thought Manu spotted In Your Dream walking inside, and now this is going to be a battle. They are all moving towards the same side.
Yep, this is in fact gonna start to get a little interesting. He's peeking in the correct direction. No shots fired just yet.
If I'm not mistaken, Team X, they have an M24 with them, and Gods has Car 98 in the hands of Manu. Look at Daksh.
They have an early Car 98 with a 6x. That is just
That's crucial.
priceless
Yeah.
at the end.
And look at Daksh. I think he spotted one already, and he's chasing and trying to, get position so that he can try and get a knockout.
Yeah, he's trying to use that nice little ridge there, Manu, to see if he can get a quick peek across. In Your Dream, though, knows exactly where God's Reign currently is, and he's gonna switch over. He has himself a DP. Not really sure if he has any sort of sight or scope on that. Only time will tell. But yeah, it's patient play, Manu. This is the quick little peek through the corner to see that one split second. That's all you need, right? These guys are just so good. They need like half a second peek. See, re-peek back again, go for that shot, insta knock. And it is that small differences at the end, those small intricate plays, that is gonna eventually decide who walks out of Military Island still with a chance to take map number 1. But I think it is gonna come down to that.
Yeah, it looks like Paritosh is wanting to make a move outside. And I don't think Team X has spotted Gods yet. And Gods might have the upper hand on this.
Yeah, right now we do have players who are looting up inside by the looks of things. They haven't really stepped out. We have that one solitary player there, In Your Dream, who's been staying hot. Oh, I think he spots out Ronak there at the side of his screen. I'm not really sure. Manu is charging up aggressive,
he's going
and
very
he's got
aggressive.
that bird's eye view.
Yeah. But he can get knocked also out very easily if two people are there to spray him down.
Yeah, he's got the bird's eye view, at least for now.
He does not know. Can you see the gun of In Your Dreams? Yes, Manu spots that. He's going to fall back. He's not going to take that fight. He spots In Your Dreams DP over there. So this is the only problem with PUBG Mobile, that glitch. When you stand next to the wall, right? Your gun goes through that wall and you're able to spot from that.
and it's,
And look, they've just backed out.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, there's a team over there. I don't want to take a risk. I don't know which team it is, but if I've watched the VODs of Team X, I know it's going to be
I'm
Team X.
pretty sure both these teams know this is their go-to looting spot. And neither of them are. I'm sure they know that, hey, if there is a squad here, it is the squad that we know about, the squad that we respect a lot, and which is why you see those eventual rotations coming down to the squads just avoiding each other. Unless an opportunity outright prevents itself, I don't see either of them taking it. But the question comes, how will these two squads safely make it out of military base? If is it gonna come down
look
to
at Ronak,
timings?
he's already crossed the road and he's looting the houses that side. Now Manu was also trying to go that side and check, but Manu suddenly turned around. Has he spotted Ronak? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what's the situation with that, though. Ronak is already moved over to the far side there.
Ronak
He
one.
spots them out. He's seen Manu. He's gonna go over the compound wall, their broken compound. Has maybe a couple of pixels to aim at, and he's gonna fire away. Manu takes a bullet, and he's gonna use that UAZ for cover at the back. And what's the response back? Ronak's gonna take some tag down as well. Car 98 with that 6x immediately
But
coming
the
back.
vehicle is coming in.
Yeah,
Team
vehicle's
X
coming
is
in.
coming for the cover.
Yeah, they're coming in for cover. There is In Your Dream who's charging up in this direction. He's got the vehicle across. Manu, he's gonna pick the UAZ and look to move away. Tap, tap, tap. Oh no! He gets knocked down. And is this the opportunity here?
Manu,
Do
you
you
need to
make
move
this
from
play?
there. I think now after they've got that knock, look at Dream and Oasis. They've already gone over the mountain and they're trying to give cover from a different angle. And this is not what gods will expect. And this is actually a very clever thing.
Yeah.
This is one thing I like about Team X. You know, if you would have seen their last match as well, when they take a team fight, they don't keep 3 people at one place. They spread them out and then they
Yeah,
push
last
them
time it was Scout OP in that fight that we saw between the two houses. The shots coming down, and I think that's no bullets connecting just yet, but has given away the position of where TX is operating from. A couple of their players, you immediately see Daksh looking over the hill is like, hey,
He lost the
players
tire.
have spread out. We need to move this vehicle back to safety. And as always, just giving him some. Oh, he actually managed to blow up the UAZ. So much for the vehicular support for God's Reign. But as of now, I think this is where you see TX move on top of the hill, keep control here, and Gods loot up for some time and maybe look to push out early. It might also come down to the fact that one of these squads who moves out now might go ahead and go for that bridge camp and wait for the other squad to turn up. So we'll have to wait and see how that actually pans out. For now though, we do have the split coming out, Ronak as well as Paratosh. They're also going to be making their way on foot on top of the hill. Let's move on and see what's happening on the rest of the map.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to forget about what's happening.
Yeah, let's move
So
over.
there's squad number 6, Team MX. Now MX, if everyone know, is learn from past. Learn from past, another contender of PMCO India LAN finals. If I'm not mistaken, they came 7th. So
Alright.
learn from past, another good team. They have been consistent with their play and they are now heading towards the bridge. They're wondering whether they need to cross the bridge or no, but there is one squad who's already camping across. That's squad number 14 and that's Pixel. If Pixel has checked wards again, they will know that Team X plays mill base. And if you're playing mill base, they want to take the fight, it looks like.
Yeah, and just look at the first circle coming through. It is going to be that southeastern circle. Pretty much, I think, has ensured that we will eventually see a main island ending. But as of now, it means I think only a couple of squads need to rotate in. The rest of them are good to go. Pixel right now is going in for that bridge camp. We have Zeus prone up, the rest of them behind him.
And I have a feeling.
Encore.
I have a feeling Pixel has realized that there is one person across the bridge over there on the left because he can hear the fire. And Oasis is making their way to the bridge. Now this is going to be another good fight. This is something very interesting. It's going to be a 3-way, maybe a 4-way if another team comes in as well. Yesterday we did see, the last map that we played yesterday in the night. The last circle had so many teams.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams, and that has been pretty much the signature of this minor number 6. A lot of these squads are able to survive and make it to those final couple of phases. And as of now, we see Zeus.
And for everyone who's watching the stream, please do share, like, subscribe. Please share it as much as you can so that your team fans can watch you play. I mean, support your team. Hashtag put your team name down, whoever you're supporting. And also you can put hashtag ILG with your number between 1 to 1000 to win 1000 G tokens. We have a giveaway at the end of the stream. Yeah, so you can take a part in that. If you've not registered on the ILG website, please go quickly register on the ILG website. With those G tokens, you can redeem it for a lot of merchandise on the ILG website.
And looking over, let's look a little bit towards the central part of the circle right now and move in towards Pochinki, where we have squad number 5 RTG RDX. Looks like they're going to set up at the squad house at the
Squad number 6.
Yeah, I think we might see a fight happening there. We have Encore, who's getting ready to fire away. He has spotted players from squad 14. That is Pixel Eternity. I think at this point of time, you probably just move ahead and start firing away below the vehicles there.
The problem over here is that they're not sitting under the vehicles. They're sitting on that car which has that bump where he's lying down over there, right? Now, Encore is scared if he gets caught. See, you can see the smoke over there. If he goes ahead and gets caught in between that and someone gets knocked, that person's gone for sure.
Yeah, and
look at that. Look at that. Encore's gone straight through.
Yeah, they're just going to go charging through by the looks of things. And we're going to have players on the other side. I'm not sure if they have a view on this. We have Zeus. There is, I'm guessing, Franklin up as well, who's well hidden here. He's got a nade primed and ready to go. The nade, is it going to make the distance? No, it's not. But what it has done is it's given away his position. And right now, it's the battle of the utility. Encore actually looking to peek from the edge and see if he can spot players on top of the hill. But Pixel lose one, they get one knockdown. Zeus.
But what is Snacks doing? Snacks has gone through. He's going to take the fight straight. Snacks, he's careful. He's taking cover over there. Squad number 14 have taken a little cover towards the petrol bunk, and there's someone on the right. They've not realized that there are 3 players playing the right.
Zeus is being spotted. Muse, he's gonna look for an angle and Muse is down. Muse goes down as well. And now, Harsh, decision time. Do you go for the trade or do you go for the res? Go for the res. That's the perfect call. And this is gonna give them a small window to actually go ahead and start taking fights. Zeus, fortunately can't be spotted, but look at Harsh, he's gonna take a firefight, but Snacks, he drops down. Snaps drops
And that's the
down.
wipe. Pixel gets wiped by Learn From Past. That's now Team MX. So
yeah, so I think the drop there at the end didn't really matter. And MX is gonna make it through. God's Reign might be getting into a fight here. They're right next to squad number 9. They've set up shop opposite compounds. That is in fact Gryffindor. So things getting pretty heated up very early on. You usually see those early fights break down in these maps, and then you have that calm before the storm. You have those 2-3 phases where everyone's just looting, everybody's taking their time, they're looking for compounds to take. But here, it's been action, 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 action straight from the get-go. And God's Reign, they're not gonna disappoint us. They're set up right opposite. We have Twister and KK Manu, all of them in the same compound. And looks like there is already some damage being drawn, blood being spilled here. Daksh goes for the spray. The way across, and he does spot Lucian. Oh, Devesh is gonna get knocked down, and immediately you see them getting into the vehicle. They want to push that advantage right here, right now. The rotation comes across. They are spread out though, 2 and 1 in different buildings. Gods, will they find their position? Manu goes charging through. They've spotted the player up. On top, sprays coming through. Can he get the knock? Yes, he will. Daksh finds 2. And this should be the full flush out with the AK. He's looking for more. And Gyro, as well as Rutuj, have no way of saving these two players here. There comes the flush. And they probably at this point of time know the players are behind. The chase is gonna come out soon. Manu moves out as well. So does Daksh. Manu taking in the TPP. At the backside, nades tossed out. And knowing Manu, I know he wants to charge at this. Nades already come down. He spots the player, charges through, finds the first knock in. Last player's out as well. Goes for the fray down, and they will chase and hunt every single last player remaining. And meanwhile, we want to quickly move over to the other screen. We have Ronak here, who's getting ready for a fight. I think he's spotted someone out long range. But they're going to get into this fancy looking Dacia. Boy, oh boy, they know how to style as well.
It's like a Mustang. A mix of a Mustang and...
That looks like a Mustang slash bat, I don't know, a red Batmobile, if I have to call it, but... So, God's Reign, after the previous fight win, are gonna immediately rotate back out. And they're gonna make their way into Pochinki. We did have squad number 5 initially here, but now it is pretty empty. Squad 5 are set up at the church above, and not sure, I'm sure that they hear this rotation across, but they haven't really seen anything. We might see a fight. Oh, no, they're gonna go straight up in squad number 5. They're gonna set up shop. They're looking for this knock onto RDX. RDX is all alone. They split up 2 and 2, but look at the rest of squad number 5. They're all set for the right side. XKK is down. He gets flushed out immediately, and now Manu, they already have found one knock in onto one of the players from RTG. They're too strong. And Manu, what's the decision? The decision is go right at them. Take him all out. Avenge the brother, says Manu. They're looking at the one player who's separated up at the church, and they should be able to deal up with that. But here right now, Manu is in a 1v3 situation. He spots out RBX. He pulls out the Car 98 one-shot flick. Is it good? No. Doesn't connect, and long range spray with the AK, iron sight, not gonna connect through. Does do a little bit of chip damage, and they're gonna pick up the Dacia, send it flying across and run away. They're like, nope, let's go over to the high ground. And Manu is getting shot at. There is the high ground vision that squad number 5 has. They do have the better angle, and
but they're spotted on Manu. Phoenix.
Yeah. Manu's already taken a tag,
and Goku's coming towards him with the vehicle. So now that could be a problem for Manu.
Manu's heard this. Oh, they're ready! Manu's like, oh no! He doesn't win that firefight! And this is massive. Manu's down as well. God's Reign. They need to take this fight at touch. He finds the first knock in, but he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. It's down to only 2 players here. Quickly going for that first aid. There is, of course, another player who's on the side, Twister. Pretty low. Phoenix also gonna go for that quick heal up. Daksh repositions back out. He does have the DP as well, but
Phoenix has to go for the res, but he does not know there's one player coming in from the right side of church.
Yeah, he does not. And he's gonna go for the flush. He will find the flush out, but that has given away his position here. Now Phoenix, he spots out Daksh. Oh, but the spray is too late. He's already made it away onto the side of the range, and he spots him running away. No, sir, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're not supposed to show your back and run if you're running away.
Phoenix is down, and repeat, Phoenix is down, and now it's down to Goku. Goku's he spotted him. Daksh goes for the spray. He's gonna go. Oh no! That spray without the angle. But there is the trade. The trade comes in quickly from Twister, and Daksh holds on God's Reign. A tough fight there. They lose 2 players, but they're still in map 1 of semi-final number 1. Let's move over to squad number 12.
Squad number 12 has seen gods move there. Legends, Rapi, he saw the fight happening at church. Now, the question is he wanting to go take that fight right now? They've got 3 kills already. They've secured 3 kills. At this point of time, I would say, I would rather wait for the last few circles because those kills are going to rack up in anyways. And this is a BO2. You need position points as well. You need kills as well. So, is this going to be the right decision to take that fight right now?
I think this is, like I said, this is the calm, right? This is the time you use to get better loot, superior positioning, and set up for that final few phases that come through. We've seen so many times squads having to rotate late and just getting caught out by those squads who are edge camping, right? And most of these squads And this is the decision. There is a lot of points to be had for kills, but I still think positioning is everything here in map 1.
Definitely,
You wanna keep yourself in that top 4, top 3 situation, so that when you do move over to map number 2 on Miramar, the onus is not on you to actually chase for kills. And right now, you see squad number 12 coming up against squad number 16. They've already set up shop here, and they hear them coming through. Will we see a quick reposition going? One of the players just drives straight by Joker. Joker moves into TPP here. There's 3-4 squads surrounding this entire compound.
And it looks like Rapi's also going to make his way straight. They're going in straight.
Yeah. Joker gets knocked down, and let's quickly move over and see if we are actually going to see a fight break out. And also on the other side,
Oh, Oasis is knocked. Ronak is knocked. And the flush is already come and Team X is wiped. MX wiped Team X in the first match in 11th position.
oh no, this was in fact MX. We talk about momentum, right? That fight against Pixel up in that bridge gives them that momentum, and unfortunately in that split second we see MX.
And Gods is also here. Gods is here. MX is
God's Reign is here, and they want to take a fight right here, right now. But it is a 2v4 fight that they need to take. Daksh is in position, so is Twister, and I think they will go for the charge. They're gonna go for this fight here. Let's see who comes out on top. They need to, of course, worry about third partying as well, which is why you see Twister constantly looking at his back. And MX are pretty far down on that hill. They're not really at the cusp. So Twister eventually will go charging up. This is it. Utility usage is gonna have to be good. They probably will need knocks with those nades as well, else it is a 2v4 fight. And if MX plays this right with trades, they should be able to easily deal up with Gods right now. But okay, I think God's Reign right now are looking to back away from this fight. They don't want anything to do with this. They're down the hill, and they've got the UAZ as well, and they're just gonna pick it up, head out. Zone is slightly far away right now. They're gonna make it to the edge, and what is this? They're gonna... Are they gonna quick loot this squad houses right here? Efficiency 101. But let's move over and see there's action happening elsewhere as well. We see Legends finding maybe a couple of kills. Danish is in position.
Yeah, Danish, he spotted squad number 15 far, but he has an idea. He's shooting over there through that vehicle. He's done quite a lot of damage onto Excrete as well. Oh, he sees Vish in the open. Vish takes a lot of damage. So does Danish. And Danish will have to use a first aid kit over here.
Yeah. He's forced into that quick first aid. Did drop dangerously low. And on the other side, we have Deadly, who's using cover right now. Does have the smoke as well, and the UAZ. Decent cover out there in the open. On the far side, I see squad number 20 also looking to get into the action here. They've dropped smokes, which are going to allow them to move out in the open. But we see Encore in the Dacia, far behind, also running away. Looking for those quick nades for the flushes.
Look at the action happening. Squad number 20, squad number 17, squad number 6. Everyone is there.
Yeah, and they're all charging up into one small little cubby there in the middle of nowhere. And it's pretty much anybody's fight here right now. We move over. Vashu will get the clean onto 2, and
look at Snacks. He's made a nice cover for him in that woods, but he does not realize that he can get caught over here. Bullets are firing everywhere onto him.
yeah, we also have Deadly up in this small crevice. In fact, all 3 players from GLT are using this crevice for cover. There is Harsh inside, and Harsh is gonna get cleaned up eventually. So GLT have at least got some distance Small sigh of relief, a small breather, so to speak. We see Washu making up that nice little barrier with the vehicles out. Meanwhile, Twister.
Yeah, he comes and takes some cover over here. And they've got a decent place in the circle. They're not going to want to take the fight right now because they've already got 7 kills. They're 2-man down. But they can get spammed through the walls over here. They need to be careful. They've already been spotted by squad number 20. And then the perfect position. See the next circle. The circle is in favor of gods.
Yeah.
Swag falls. MX Swag.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, fortune favors the brave. Let's move over to an aerial view. Swag has got knocked down. The vehicle gets blown up as well. But Snacks as well as Paradox are pretty much...
They've made a house over there.
Yeah, they've dropped their smokes. They've got that wall of protection. And Paradox is actually just going to go charging up. Winged it for that res. And he's going to be able to pull this up. Will he? Wait, no, he actually can't. Paradox ends up getting knocked down as well. And it's all down to Snacks. Snacks right now has the biggest decision to make. His teammates are getting flushed out in the open. 2 players knocked down. He's in a semi-decent safe spot. But do you really want to move out and give away what potentially would be 2 or 3 places? But we have GLT who are going to charge out into the open, wall of smokes deployed.
And they're right in front of Snacks. Snacks is
here. Snacks is down 1 HP. Snacks will eventually get cleaned up. And GLT will be able to res out Fahim as well. And let's quickly move over, look for action elsewhere. We have squad number 20. One of the players has gotten knocked down. Washu is sitting up inside the shack looking for players from God's Reign right now. Daksh and Twister on the far side. They are currently prone. They're like, hey, we will let these teams fight each other out. Oh, he spots the gun out from Major Alpha, who takes a tag. And Major Alpha, meanwhile, is looking for kills on Legends.
Yeah, Rapi gets knocked over there. They need to drop the smoke. There's a squad coming from behind. Oh, Rapi is getting flushed. With Rapi, even Class goes down. How is he going to get...
Yeah, look for another fight here. We have Major Alpha getting knocked down, but his teammate comes in, swinging away, finds the knock, and they're going to look for more. PSY, still shots being fired, and we have Creed who's inside the building. Circles pushed in as well, and they will eventually take down Legends.
Look who's having the fun. It's gods. Look at the circle. I think God is in favor of them. PUBG gods are in favor. The circle is just landing where they want it to.
Alright, let's look at the overview and where the squads currently are. We have PSY 4 strong, we have Legends 3 strong on the far side, and we have 2 players from God's Reign. Top 3, map number 1 of semi-final number 1 here of ILG Cup Season 3. It all comes down to this. PSY have the significant advantage. They have the numbers advantage, but Gods right now, they have the circle. So the onus is on Legends as well as Sai to make that rotation inside. And Dutch as well as Twister, they don't really need to get the kills. They can let Squad 12 and Squad 20 fight each other and eventually just pretty much third party into this and pick up the win. Let's see if they're going to be able to do so. Washu and others, they're going to start charging across. Wall of smokes deployed. Shots fired on the other side. Daksh does manage to find the knock onto Siri, and there are a couple more players from squad 20 here, but there's a lot of smokes deployed. There's so much cover for, in fact, PSY to operate with.
And Daksh, he spots one more. He spots Grim. He's knocking Grim. Oh, but Washu, he takes the kill instead. No, Daksh gets the...
Daksh does find it eventually.
Now they are 10. Look at the spray down coming by Daksh. He knocks 2. And now...
Oh, look at Twister. Look at Twister on the other side. He has everybody in the open. He's going to spray with Washu, but Washu responds back. He takes the knockdown, turns around, one single bullet, finds it, and it's going to be down to Daksh. Well, the nade comes in, tags him down, half HP. And let's move. I think there's only one player alive, and that is... Who is that? That is Major Alpha.
They're both getting the reses.
Yeah, they're getting the reses. But look at this. Twister is just about getting resed up by Daksh. It is still 2 What is it?
2v4.
It's 2v4.
I mean, this is a really
That
bad
was-
decision. Really
and-
bad decision. Because you know 3 are knocked. Even if it's a 1v1.
Oh, he's supposed to play, goes for the spray, Strider's down. He's going to continue spraying away, hits the deck, is down to half HP. Will eventually end up going down. Both places, players down to their last limb. They will get the full flush out. Twister, can he find more? He's got the entire world charging at him. This is now do or die. He's gonna go for the reload. Dance around. Will find the first knock in. Major Alpha is all alone. 1v1 situation. The res being attempted on the far side. Twister is low, but he will get the first aid off and the flush onto Washu. Quick reposition back out. He does have some cover. Goes for the quick loot. But this again is more opportunity. First aid's coming off. It's gonna be down to a 1v3. Unfortunately, Twister, I don't think has the utility to work with. Neither does he have armor anymore. That level 2 vest is bust. Level 3 vest is done for. But he still continues to find the knots. What a player. Twister is down to a 2v1 now. Strider's like, save me. He's crawling out into the open and Twister knows this is bait. He's not moving across. The nade eventually is going to first mountain. He's going to get double peeked up and taken down. Picture perfect. Last 2v1 play there at the end. They serve the knock player as bait. And you see that quick switch across. As soon as he's first of all forced out into the open with that nade. As soon as he comes out, one player peeks from the left, one from the right. The trade is there. And with that, PSY will take the chicken dinner. And it is, what is it? It is a 19 kill chicken dinner.
Very convincing, very convincing.
Very convincing. But see who's at second place. It's God's Reign with 12 kills. Considering that they lost Manu and its KK very early on in that fight at Pochinki.
Twister did a lot.
They did a lot. They fought. That tag team almost got them that chicken dinner at the end.
I thought they would have got the chicken dinner when it was a 1v1. It was that time 4v2. One player gets knocked.
Yeah.
After that, it becomes a 1v1 because 3 players are knocked of PSY. And I thought at least that time,
Yeah, I thought that was the opportunity where you probably say, hey,
throw a nade and go take that risk.
No, even if you don't have the nade, you probably say, hey, we're going to lose the teammate right here, but I'm going to go for this play right here, right now. We know we're not going to have a numbers advantage better than this. It was a 1v1. You probably charge up and take that risk, but I don't know. Maybe something else is running in his mind. He decides, hey, we save the 2 players up. We definitely aren't with the better shot. I think that is pretty much trusting your teammates, right? You know your teammates are so good and you value the fact that, hey, the numbers don't really matter. As long as I have my teammate, my chances of clutching this for my team is far superior. Unfortunately, immediately they were able to get that knock in and the full flush out as well, leaving him in that almost impossible 1v3 situation, which he did bring it down to a 1v1. And unfortunately, again, he had to quickly drop by, look for that quick loot onto, I think that was Washu who gets flushed, doesn't find a nade, gets forced out of this position, and chicken dinner goes the way of PSY. So, big shout out to all the people who are tuning in. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We will be back in about 10 minutes time with map number 2. Will Team X be able to make that comeback and still qualify for the grand finals tomorrow? Will God's Reign maintain their top 8 position? Will Sai continue their dominance? Do stick around to find out.
how you are. But now our dinner plans run late, and I know your mother raised you right, so I don't wanna make you rush. And now and then can't help but wish this life was just the two of us. Oh, I just want you to myself. 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 You called to say that you will make it over to my place tonight. The office got you working late, and when you're off, you'll be too tired. I don't wanna make a scene. You're just so good at what you do. It's selfish of me to think that I'm the only dream for you. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself.
sunshine and not a lot of rain. A whole lot of happy and not a single tear on my face. Pockets overflowing with what I need today. Doesn't mean that it's easy, and it isn't always great, but it's all good. It's all good. Life is going like it should. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. When you know where to look, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Isn't perfect, the road ain't always straight. It gets a little crazy, and you know sometimes we need a break. But it's better than it could be. It should be. Taking what we're given, we can't complain, 'cause it's all good. It's all good. Life is going like it should. It's all good. It's all good. When you know where to look, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna rain, but I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a perfect picture, mister. You know that's true. But it ain't about what you say, it's about what you do.
Good. Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
Life is going like it should.
Life is going
yeah,
like it
it's
should.
all good. It's all good. When you know where to look,
Gotta know.
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Good. It's all good. Life is going like it should.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Map number 2 of semi-final number 1. We will be heading on to Miramar here to see who will be the first 8 teams qualifying for that finals tomorrow. We did see Team X not have the best of starts there on Erangel. Initially, of course, they had to go for that face-off up against God's Rain, but they didn't take that fight. They decided to take the hill route, move out, but unfortunately, the mid phase 3, phase 4 didn't really favor them, and they're right now in 12th position. And guess what? They've got Scout back here for map number 2.
You can see his name straight on the plane. Scout is back, and we are in map number 2, Miramar, looking at the flight path. Again, a very eastern flight path, but it's going from south to north, where you have all your Los Leones, Power Grid Picado, La Vendetta, Hacienda, San Martin, Torre Amuda. People can actually go to Campo Militar as well, right? Campo Militar is actually a heavy loot place. Not many people like to go there because it's at the peripheral, and if the circle is not in your favor, you have to travel a lot and you don't get a vehicle over there.
Yep, this map is probably the absolute worst for vehicular movements. Of course, still better probably compared to the vehicles available on Sandhawk, but leaving that aside, I think of the other 3 maps, this is absolute worst considering the terrain that you need to move through. Your vehicle speed is not going to be up to mark, and we actually have, if you look at where the players have dropped off, TX has dropped off very early.
See, TX has dropped off very early. And I think maybe they've explored this part of the map a lot, and that's why they're confident in going where Team X has dropped.
Yeah, south of Los Leones there.
This is the first time I'm seeing a team drop over there.
Yeah, and look at the clutter of teams towards the northern side. We have quite a few teams heading towards Cruz de Val, Torre Alumada, Al-Azhar is also going to see Pixel heading in that direction. Water treatment in and around that area, you see at least 4 squads. And San Martin's going to have a couple of squads as well. And I think that is where we probably get to see some early action. If we can quickly jump in onto that part of the map. Yep, they've in fact landed right next to each other. Squad number 17 in Sweet Devils, as well as squad 15, that is Galactus Alpha. And we might see a pretty early fight brewing out here. In fact, we have a couple of players in the same building as well. Driller, as well as I believe that's Satan, we're going to be heading down. And there are 2 players right now from squad number 15 in this very room. He's being spotted. That Driller is just gonna get drilled in. The first knock comes through, and Farm is also gonna end up getting knocked down. And now players out in the open. There's Darkseid. He's also gonna get knocked down eventually, and it's down to Furman. How's Furman gonna play this out? There's a lot of bodies that are knocked in that adjacent building. No one really in position to get the flush. Instead, it is players going in for this 1v1 duel here. Shots being fired in by Furman, and Furman gets taken down. Creed comes out on top of that fight, and he's going to be able to move into this building and get the reses off on his 2 teammates as well, Johnny.
Yeah, he is definitely going to get the res off.
Yep, and it doesn't hurt to have 4 kills under your kitty, just under 2 minutes into this first map. Actually 3 minutes in, but yeah, that counts for the flight path as well. So 2 minutes of action. So GLT off to a hot start. Every single point counts. Top 8 at the end of 2 maps. We did have the first map on Erangel, the second map right now on Miramar. And GLT is off to a hot start here. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Let's move over to another squad up in MX.
Team MX, they've played amazingly well throughout this tournament, and they are also grinding, and it's a very interesting decision to see that they've gone to Monte Nuevo. It's very close to the circle, so they can peacefully loot over there. There's no team that's there, and they can move to the circle as well. There's Chumacera as well nearby, so once they get that loot at Monte Nuevo, they can move to Chumacera, Valdemar. The scary part is the circle is moved towards south, and those hills towards south. I mean, I've casted a lot of PUBG PC tournaments where those hills, when they've had the fights over there, amazing ends to if I want a map to end, I would like it to end near the hills of that Chumacera and Minas de Val, because there's so many ridges to fight from, and there's so many angles to take. You can have a sniper battle as well. You can have close range battles as well. So that's one end I love, and we see the map has.
Look at the circle. This is what you brought up and talked about during the flight path, is the fact that if you do go to Militar and you get a circle like this, you are gonna be like, you're gonna be like, hey man, not fair at all. They've got to go half the map across to make it into phase 1.
And Team 9 is at Campo
Yeah, and this is gonna work perfectly for Team TX right now. They don't need to worry about anything. They've dropped off very early, so they knew for a fact no one came anywhere near this part of the map. The closest being maybe a couple of residents up at Los Leones City, but they can hold this position and wait for at least a couple more phases. And they're going to be in a decent position in terms of loot, decent position in terms of the timing in which they need to rotate back out. Let's move over to squad number 9 in Gryffindor.
Yeah, Campo Militar is the way. I'm just trying to see what loot they have. They have level 2 helmets, level 2 vests, good amount of heals, not that many energy drinks though. They've got the guns they want, M4s, UMPs, but the main part is this map, you need snipers. At least one person from your team should have a DMR, like an SKS or a Mini, and bolt action guns. Yes, definitely bolt action guns are very useful in this map, but DMRs are also heavy. I love using the SKS on this map.
And talking about snipers, we see the leaders right now, chicken dinner winners from map number 1, PSY. They're going to find themselves a Kar 98 as well as a 4X to go with that in one go. They're going to be, like I said, this is all about those long range sniper duels, whether it is your SRs or whether it is your DMRs. Those are the ones that will come into play. That long range poke time and again might not give you kills, but that is what will give you the advantage moving into those final few circles. And utility is everything. Vehicles are everything, because if you do have those endings out in the open at the end, vehicles is what will eventually help you get that cover in that final few phases for the important fights, so to speak. But right now, let's move over.
Look at the interesting thing. Squad number 10, they are, if you look at the map, squad number 10 is moving towards the south, right? They're moving towards the southwest, and that's what I said, you know, that Chumacera, Minas de Val, if you get good cover and you're on top of that hill, you can be on top of this game. So you just have to hope that the circle ends up there and not Los Leones. I mean, Los Leones circle endings are really, really tricky because there's so many buildings, and taking those fights in those buildings are really difficult.
Yeah, I think generally building endings are very tricky, primarily for the fact that you will have probably 2 buildings and you will have like 8 squads, different floors, everybody taking TPP. No one really wants to take that fight, because trying to force a fight in a situation like that is highly disadvantageous. So understandable why teams don't want to take a fight. It ends up being a very cagey affair. No one really wanting to make that first move, and eventually you will see that final couple of circles come in, and you will see the entirety of like 5-6 squads jumping in, collapsing in.
Very interesting choice of Roy to take out his one tire. I have not seen this. This is something new for me, but maybe it might bring stability.
Yeah, maybe that is something we ought to try as well. I mean, taking out the tire in the sidecar of that 3-wheel bike is not
He's shooting away onto Roy, but Roy's going to survive that, not taking any damage.
Yeah, cool as a cucumber. 3-tire buggy drives by, like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Just wanted to show you off a neat little way of driving a buggy if you didn't already know. And yeah, Roy showing us something new, something to probably try out as well in the matches to come. As we look at Paradox, he's got himself the minibus, and yeah, he's got more of his teammates here. How's the loot looking like? Level 2 vest, armor, backpack, decent amount of heals, 2 medkits, 1 first aid, 7 bandages, 6 boosters. So he's pretty ready to take a fight here. Let's have a look at one of the airdrops that has come by, and we see an AUG.
Yeah, the first airdrop AUG with a suppressor, level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, and backpack.
And it's gone smack bang in the middle of Chumacera, and there is absolutely no one in that area. So yeah, that I don't see anyone picking that up anytime soon. There is, of course, TX still pretty close to that current position. They are sitting right now southeast of Chumacera, and we might see them probably look to head in that direction, or maybe pick that up if we do eventually go there. Let's move over to Minute NT. And he is coming up towards where squad number 19 currently is driving by. Up on the street. It is over this ridge. He hears the vehicles and saying TVP, yeah, it's not close. It's a little bit far away on your right hand side, brother. But we move over. Squad 19, who he was trying to spot. We have BTW Nico.
Yeah, they are moving into Montenuvo, and they're trying to scavenge whatever loot they have. They're not that great on loot. Level 1 backpack, level 1 helmet, level 1 vest. So not looking that great for Nico. He'll definitely want to get those upgrades. And yeah, let's see what squad number 19 are going to do.
I want to have a look at Pixel. These guys were rock bottom at the end of map number 1. Unfortunately, they were the first squad getting wiped on that bridge. We saw them take that fight up against MX, and pretty much didn't really have a big chance there at the end. A couple of players getting knocked right off the bat, and eventually they just get pushed down. The 2 members couldn't really offer much. But I see PSY who's taking in a few fights on your end. Major Alpha is already taking damage in from the blue.
And PSY, they've taken down 2 people over there. So a good start. Already they have 4 kills. Okay, so it looks like they have wiped off 1 squad over there. They're going to get the heal in. They are outside the circle, but they have vehicles, so it's not going to be really difficult for them to get back into the circle. But it looks like Team MX have already lost 2 players of theirs.
Yeah, they have, and he almost managed to spot Encore there as well. There is Paradox who's moving out in the open here, and he's got a nice little ridge here to work with, and he's gonna move on foot. I also see Potato Aim looks like has found 1 player, and he does have a buggy, and he's being currently watched by H2O on the far side. But I think the distance is a wee bit too much to go ahead and fire at this. As him and Encore move on, and I see a knock going down to the zone. Is that Legends? I believe it is. But more on that a little later. Let's move over to Cruzy.
Yeah, Cruzy. He's able to pick up whatever loot they have over there. They do hear maybe a squad coming in, and that looks like squad number 19, who is very close to squad number 8. The vehicle is going to pass by, but will squad number 8 realize that?
Alright, let's look at the circle and where the teams currently are positioned up. The circle still continues to be in and around Los Leones. As we move back to this in just a bit, I see maybe some action breaking out. Squad number 19 has pulled up right next to squad 8. Shots fired by Cruzy. He's not going to land. He's going to actually end up shooting that onto the Willows. And, oh, the shot up at Go. Does tag him pretty low. There's more people firing at him though. I think that is Pagal on the far side. And unfortunately, they will not be able to find a knock. He does manage to make it out safe. But there is a Mirado parked in the open here.
If I were him, I would be, bursting
yeah,
the tires
you'd be taking the tires off.
Taking the tires off the Mirado. So they're forced to walk. And Cruzy, maybe some really important decisions to be made. Shots being fired onto them.
Let's look back at BTW Gogo, who did pull up very close to a player from squad number 8. As we do see players being spotted on the far side. Cruzy taking taps at the entirety of squad number, I believe that's 19, who's still there, completely split up. Pagal though unfortunately won't be able to spot go by. I think he's gonna set up shop, sit here for a bit of time, wait probably for the rest of his teammates to regroup and head out to his current position. That's way too split up right now, and this is eventually gonna lead to you losing one or two players off the bat. There is no trade potential. There's no potential to pick your teammate up if they do get knocked down, and I think that's not a place you wanna be in this current scenario. Circle right now, though, still favoring pretty much most of the squads. Oh, I see quite a bit of clutter in as well. Let's move over to PSY, the leaders. Where are they heading, Johnny?
Yeah, PSY, they are now moving more towards the center of Lyoness. There is Pixel nearby, but they might just encounter Bole Swag if they're trying to stay on the peripherals of that circle. And looks like they're looking to stay on the peripherals.
Yeah, I want to look at that map again. Pretty much centered around Los Leones. We see that huge clutter of squads that is making its way from that northwestern part of the map. Chumacera, Picado. I'd see a player from Legends there, Danish, I think, who's already sitting up at Picado. Metal has moved all the way to the south and are occupying that huge open area with a lot of hills right there. Los Leones plays house to Team X. They're pretty much sitting inside the buildings there right now. They don't really need to probably move for the next couple of circles unless we see one of these squads looking to move into Los Leones early as well. There's Octane X who's pulling up right now to that drop, which is on the western part of Los Leones, but that huge clutter of teams on the left hand side there. The western part of the circle, I see a lot of potential fights breaking out there. One soon to get on its way with MX Paradox.
Yeah, Paradox, he's nearby one player of squad number 8. Now they're left, MX is left to only 2 people, and MX really need to be careful. They spotted a squad across the hill over there, that's Team BGW Nico, and he does see that.
And look at how close Cruzy as well as Roy are to Encore. Oh, they spot Encore out. They're gonna get ready to fight this. Nades on the ready being tossed. I think it's a little bit to the left. And that's not really going to achieve much. In fact, it's going to give away their position right now, on especially on how advanced they are. And it's also going to alert probably Paradox here, who's going to need to get ready if there is eventually a push coming in from squad number 8. They are 4 strong, but 2 of their players right now aren't with this pack. So if they do rush in, it will be a 2v2 fight. The charge comes through. Unfortunately, MX, they don't know of this. Cruzy will be able to successfully get in towards that high ground, get the TPP, but wait, the decision comes to actually fall back. They do have the buggy over there though, and they're probably gonna head on the streets up and not really take a risk here. Yes, they probably could have got the jump there, but it is just such a low percentage play, right? Primarily because the blue is also pushing in and they've got a fair bit of distance to cover, and you don't really want to be in a scenario where the circle pushes in. You're just forced into those unwanted fights, and that is what costs you the numbers and eventually elimination from the semi-finals.
Very interesting thing to see Team X, how they have spread out in Lyoness. They've taken the highest buildings that they can, but they're all not putting the eggs in one building.
Ooh, we did have one of the players moving out from squad number 8 eventually gets flushed by Degen X there. Joker was standing on the streets, able to get the flush out. PSY were also very close to Los Leones right now, the leaders. They're pretty much on the outskirts, looking for squads, looking to get the info.
I love that Car 98 skin, man.
You can see Johnny drooling over here like, give me skins. But yeah, more of that maybe a little later, as we see BTW Gogo. It's got the minibus, and it's probably gonna look to move a little south by the looks of things. They are way outside the zone right now. Still got a fair bit of distance to cover. Scout OP.
Oh, he does a lot of damage onto the vehicles that are coming. They are at high ground. He can explode that vehicle maybe. That vehicle's taking a lot of fire, but...
I think the player's already
the
gotten
player's
off
already
there.
out.
Yeah, they're not going to take any chances there. I think
That's Potato aim. He's running. He's running. He's taking a lot of damage. Scout firing away, but...
Oh, Always has been spotted here by Zeus. Can he get the shot in? He gets the tag onto him. It looked like that was all set up for a headshot, but that spray has not really gotten much here right now for Team X. And they're gonna probably take this long-range duel with squad number 7. How do we see this playing out? They've spotted out at least a couple of players from TX, but it's that entire warehouse right now for squad 7, and they're all clumped up together. They don't really have the advantage that Team X right now has, which is a couple of different angles to work with. So let's see how pretty much squad number 7 decides to play with this. They're pretty much using a TBP here to try and scout players out. They're looking, in fact, all the way east as well. Pretty dicey situation here for both these teams. Of course, though, they don't. One thing that they don't really need to worry about is the current zone. Zones on the side of both these teams. They don't really need to move out of their current positioning. They can just sit and continue to poke and prod at their opponents, get them to use some of that utility, and maybe take a vest or a helmet in the process. If they get a flush, there's absolutely nothing like it. But right now, if you look at the far side, Paradox is actually gatekeeping squad number 15 there. They're forced to move through the zone onto the far side. Paradox, though, spraying away with that 4x on the M4. Unfortunately, can't land those shots in. Paradox, does he really want to give chase here? I think they're going to look to quick reposition or move themselves into the zone. They're taking quite a bit of damage and will be forced to probably burn through some of those meds. But let's move back over as Zeus looks to jiggle peek scout right now. Shot fired. Jiggle peek, that's his scout. 2 peeks, 3 peeks. He's like, yeah, I'm done with this guy. Fires away and he gets the knock. Let's see though if TX are gonna look to force this. Right now, I don't.
Scout. Don't tell me he's gonna solo this.
He's gonna go for this. He's like, yep.
No.
I mean, we've seen something that Scout does previously as well. He drives over to set himself up for a different angle, an angle completely away from the rest of his teammates, and you can see he's doing exactly that. He's moved over. Potato aim pretty low right now. He's gonna get that first aid off, but let's see if Scout can find an angle.
Yeah, you can see Scout. He's holding the line. Potato, he gets the heal up. And oh, he sees Roy coming in. He's gonna shoot shots over there. Roy does not know squad number 7 is there. He's coming in alone. The fire is gonna come in. Octane Zeus, he needs to be careful. Roy now knows there's one squad over there, and that's going to be danger for Roy. This squad number 7. They are wrapping around onto Roy. Potato him. He has no way to run across. And Roy.
Yeah, let's move over and see what Roy is up to. He's gone charging through. Quick pre-fires through, but he just got charging in. What? Why?
He was alone.
Yeah, he was alone and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try and take someone down with me if I can. But unfortunately, didn't really affect much. I think he got maybe a couple of bullets in, but that was pretty much it. So look at how squad number 7 currently are positioned in.
Oh, look at Scout. He's firing shots onto Zeus. Zeus takes a lot of damage over there. Scout not missing at all. Those sprays have been so accurate.
Yeah, he's been landing some crazy shots there indeed, and continues to have that high ground advantage, high ground position. The vantage point that he continues to hold it, they're all in the open, one by one. He continues spraying away. That's great transfer. And Scout OP, he's getting shot at as well. Very low. That is, in fact, squad number 14, Pixel, looking to third party into this. But they're gonna miss that window. A small window they had there.
This is the problem I find in Miramar. You get knocks, it's difficult to flush them.
Indeed, and now I think that is going to be the reses coming through. Shots being fired. He has spotted out Pixel. In fact, I think that's Musa there who's taking in some news rather, who's taking in some shots in his direction. But eventually you will see them go back to a much more passive hold. PP's across.
Oh, that shot was so close.
That was close indeed.
I thought he's going to get the knock there.
That was very close indeed. Scout continues to look in that angle. See, oh, Pixel, they're gonna go for that full reposition back out. They can't really stand and continue poking away at this. And meanwhile, this has got time for squad number 7 to get all those reses out, and they're gonna be in such a good position moving up ahead. Let's see where the squads are currently spread out. You see squad number 7, squad number 6, both in that low ground. On the high ground, we have squad 10. We have Pixel, we have Bole, squad 20. What's happening here? Squad number 20 seems to have gotten into a fight here with squad number 18 running up. Bole are getting shot at right now. Major Alpha goes for the reload out. Swag's in no man's land. He pops out off that pickup truck and immediately goes down. Meanwhile,
it looks like Paratosh has found someone. Scout, he gets flushed out, and Scout is out of the server. Now it's Paratosh, Ronak and Oasis. There's squad number 6 right next to them, and now they need to be careful. They do lose out one member, and they still haven't.
Yeah, they've lost one, but that's okay. And they don't. More importantly, they don't have any kills, and they need to continue to survive here. Try and get to that top 5 situation if they realistically need to continue on to the finals tomorrow. Let's move back over. I see Washu, who has a decent enough angle onto Ken, who's moving out here, but he gets pushed off the bike there, knocked down. And unfortunately, Phoenix, I don't think will be able to even spot him out. Washu gets the full flush out. And that is gonna be squad number 20 marching on. They've managed to get 9 kills under the back. 9 kills already. And there's still 10 more teams alive in this. Over 26 players. PSY just putting on a show here in the first semi-final. Johnny.
Yeah, Harsh, he sees Shredder. Shredder, does he know he's there? The shots are being fired on Shredder. Shredder, he gets knocked. Harsh, is he gonna get the flush? No, he's not gonna. He's gonna wait for the push to come in. He knows there's way. Vasu also gets knocked over there.
Let's move over to Washu. Washu's charging up. He wants blood here. Strider does manage to get to some safety. Harsh, though, spraying away. The trade comes through. Washu goes for that full flush across. But now, does he have time to get the reses out? He's getting shot from behind by squad number 14. He's need to pop their first aid. With the blue coming in, he just barely manages to get that off. And Major Alpha is going to be on that res. And we see smokes being dropped here. And PSY, they're good for now. They've lost Sirui, but they're in a decent position to make it into the zone. But the zone damage coming in is just going to be so hard.
Oh,
the circle's so
Oasis
small.
gets knocked.
Oasis gets knocked, and it's down to Ronak right now, who's charging up ahead. They do have backup from Parutosh as well. Rez is coming out, and they have vehicles to work with here. They have the Mirado, they have the pickup truck, and this is got to do right now. They're just going to move it to safety, look for those reses, look for those heals, and look for that reset. Johnny.
Yeah, Ronak, he is trying to see who they're trying to spot, because he's listening to so many shots being fired. They do not know whether they need to go in right now or not. Always, he gets the kill onto Zeus, and they are able to.
Oh, Potato Aim as well has spotted out Encore right now. He sees him moving in that warehouse on the opposite side. He's just going to go ahead, calmly pop this first aid. When does he pull the trigger? He has himself a holo with an AK. But in fact, it is Paradox on the far side who's gotten knocked down. And it's looking pretty tricky right now for Team MX. What's happening on the other side, Johnny?
Yeah, Oasis has spotted squad number 7. They are now all moving towards the circle, because the zone is going to start moving in. But look how clumped up that zone is. Look how open it is as well. And this is going to be real trouble, because squad number 14 have taken cover of that building. And Oasis, they're trying to push. They're trying to push into this. If they get cover here, Musa gets the knock onto Ronak, but Oasis taking a lot of damage. The spray is down, but Oasis, he needs to fall back. He might just get taken down over here. He is going to fall back in that low HP. He gets taken.
He gets knocked. He gets knocked. Is there a chance of a pickup here? Not really sure. Nope, there isn't. It's the cleanup. TX are gonna bow out in position number 7. Is that gonna be enough to take them to that top 8 situation? I don't really think it is. But we will have to wait out to see how that scorecard is gonna eventually pan out. But for right now, we're down to the top 6, 15 players alive. Squad number 14 still kicking and running. The chicken dinner team from map number 1, PSY, is going strong as well right now. The few smokes dropped out and they do spot out players from Pixel here. One player gets knocked in. Major Alpha charging up. Sees Prajeev. Shots being fired. The 6x with that M4. Can't really find the first knock. Can he get the second one? He does. He finds Prajeev. Drops down, but now he's got a lot of players waiting in at PSY. They're out of the match as well. Things is not going their way, and this time Pixel, the team that came in absolute last, are making a mark for themselves, Johnny.
Yes, indeed, and they know the importance because this is the map that's going to get them in that finals. Because the top 8 from each semi-finals is going to make it to the finals. We're going to have.
And look at this, Deadly has spotted out Freakin'. A few shots being fired in that direction, but that spray, that long range, is pretty Hail Marys. That does work sometimes, doesn't really connect sometimes. And Deadly needs to ensure that he does not really get caught with his pants down. He is a little split up from his teammates right now, and there's multiple avenues of approach here as well for squads who are looking to move in late into the circle. Smokes being dropped for cover, allowing Deadly to peek into multiple angles right now. Blues also pushed in.
And freaking, he's got good cover over here, but the people who are the safest are in that warehouse. Look at that spray down coming in by freaking. He gets Joker down. Now Joker needs to go.
And Deadly has eyes on Harsh as well. Shot being fired, and Harsh does get knocked down. No chance for a trade. Potentially he's gonna get fully flushed back out. Muse as well as Freakin' are on the other side of the ledge. Unfortunately, it is too far split apart, and Freakin' is charging up. He knows there is a KO here. He's gonna spot him prone down. Full flush out, and we're down to the
teams.
top 2 squads here.
It's 3v2, and it's going to be really interesting.
3v2. Let's see how this plays out. GLT versus Pixel here for map number 2. Pixel being spotted out the first player, then Muse goes for the wild peak, but the spray in farm does get knocked down. Fahim, can they get the flush out? He is trying to crawl desperately back, and then he gets to cover. Smokes go down as well. Perfect time. And now Freakin' is going to be forced to go for that long rotate across. But look who's holding the flank. It's Deadly. Deadly is going to see Freakin' as soon as he comes out of that smoke. So Freakin' needs to be wary of his position. Muse finds one, and Deadly unfortunately couldn't get the trade right through the smoke. One small pixel that he peeks across, gets the spray, in go the Molotovs, but it's not going to stop Vishu from getting the res off. It will drop Deadly in though, and we look at Freakin' forced to go for that first aid by the looks of things. Vishu going in for the res. He should be able to find one in Fahim, but I think his teammate is going to end up getting flushed down. Deadly out of the open. Freakin', yeah, he's just going to go down to the zone by the looks of things. And now it is going to be down to a 2v2. Fine, going to be able to get the full first aid off as well. The nade does damage in primarily onto Vishu, and Vishu now is just down to bandages. No booster, no first aid, no nothing. In comes the charge. Muse, can he get it? No, he can. And now Freakin', he's going to go charging through. He has the opportunity. He's going to go prone, but not enough. Not enough. Close, but not enough. It's a good attempt there though. Last ditch effort. And it is going to be Pixel who walks away with the chicken dinner. GLT had a fantastic performance as well, but they're going to come a close second. BTW in third position with 3 kills. But more importantly, Scout and Co. Team X end up in 7th position. Yes, big shout out to these guys though. They're not even in India right now. I believe they are in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And I can imagine the kind of ping they probably are playing with as well. I'm not sure about that, but big props to these guys, man. They still turned up. They still put on a show. We saw some amazing performances out of them during that qualifier game, as well as the 2 semi-finals here, but we'll have to wait for the scorecard. I don't think a 7th place finish with 1 kill is gonna be enough to propel them into that top 8 so they can jump into the finals tomorrow. But we will take a quick break here. In 5 minutes, we will be back with the scores here for semi-final number 1 as we prep for 2 more electrifying maps coming your way for semi-final number 2. This is Shadeslayer as well as Flash. Be right back.
to myself. When we go out, we don't get far, 'cause everybody knows your name. They stop to ask you how you are, but now our dinner plans run late, and I know your mother raised you right, so I don't wanna make you rush. And now and then can't help but wish this life was just the two of us. Oh, I just want you to myself. 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 You called to say that you will make it over to my place tonight. The office got you working late, and when you're off, you'll be too tired. I don't wanna make a scene. You're just so good at what you do. It's selfish of me to think that I'm the only dream for you. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself.
of sunshine and not a lot of rain. A whole lot of happy and not a single tear on my face. Pockets overflowing with what I need today. Doesn't mean that it's easy, and it isn't always great, but it's all good. It's all good. Life is going like it should. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. When you know where to look, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Isn't perfect, the road ain't always straight. It gets a little crazy, and you know sometimes we need a break. But it's better than it could be. It should be. Taking what we're given, we can't complain, 'cause it's all good. It's all good. Life is going like it should. It's all good. It's all good. When you know where to look, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna rain, but I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a perfect picture, mister. You know that's true. But it ain't about what you say, it's about what you do.
Good. Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
Life is going like it should.
Life is going. Life is going like it
it's
should.
all good. It's all good. When you know where to look,
Gotta know, gotta know, gotta
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Good. It's all good. Life is going like it should.
Life is going like it
It's
should.
all good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to semi-final number 2 of ILG Cup Season 3 PUBG Mobile. I'm Shade Slayer. Joining me is Flash. Flash, what's up?
Well, this is also going to be another interesting semi-finals. Very, very well-known good teams who have been grinding the ILG Cup. And you can see cartoons over there. You can see Team Saints, Brand, BSUD, EOS. So many teams that we have seen. Dark Souls is also there. So this is going to be a really interesting map as well. And for all of those who have just joined the stream, this is semi-final number 2. This tournament is brought to you by title sponsors Alienware, powered by Logitech G, associate sponsors Nextwave Multimedia and Casper Sky, GP partner Galax, energy drink partner Monster Energy, and we are in. The map is up, the flight path is set, and we are moving from. This is again a very, this time compared to East, it's a very west.
Yeah, it's a pretty much mirror, I would say, of the flight path we saw in semi-final number 1. It was a predominantly Eastern-oriented flight path. This time we're going to see a Western one. Georgia Pole definitely going to be in play. We've seen squads these days also prefer going towards Primorsk. Let's see if you're going to see multiple squads heading in that direction. As of now, though, I don't see a single squad, in fact, heading towards south.
I see
but
base one squad number 8 going. It's going to be really difficult for teams to make their way to Novo, right? They have to find the vehicle near the first bridge, and it's very difficult to get vehicles over there. So not many teams might have access to South Island, but let's see. Nevertheless, Georgia Pole is in play this time, and a lot of teams are going to make their way to North George. You can see 2 teams, squad number 11 and squad number 8 going to North
actually,
George.
only 2 squads heading towards Georgia Pole entirely. We have like 2 squads up towards Rozhawk, and most of them are going to be dropping in and around that bridge and are probably going to be looking for vehicles to head a lot more towards the eastern parts, your farm, your shelter, Milta Power. That is probably where they're going to be heading in for loot. Yasnaya also probably going to have 1 squad in that direction. Right now, let's move over and jump straight into the action. I have CRTN's Shinchan, who's not finding any vehicles just yet, is forced to run on foot as squad number 9, that is Team BFR.
But Shade, look at this. Look at the circle, right? The circle is so much towards the east, and it encompasses South Island as well a bit. But I don't know if that South Island might be there at the end circle. More looks like it's going to be a circle ending towards the bridge. If it does, that's going to be one fight we'll love to watch.
Yeah, let's see if squads actually already set up for that finish, right? You will see many squads rotating, making that rotate rather early and setting up shop in and around that shelter Milta area, enabling them to only have to make short rotations for those final few phases. But we're going to see a couple of squads just drive by. We have BFR going past the Saints. No shots fired yet, though. I know for a fact BFR haven't really been looting thus far, so they're pretty naked is probably the word I'm looking for, as they look to find themselves a new home to start looting up. So what are we seeing with CRTN, Johnny?
Yeah, Cartoon. Oh, they've looted the houses over there, but now they're heading towards a place where there is 1 squad. And that Pooh, he might be able to clean up the first few houses, but there was squad number 13 who was holding that compound over there. That is Duke Eye. He's towards the end of, towards the bridge, the houses that are there. So he'll be able to get a few loot over there, but Duke Eye might be in some trouble over here because he's alone, and Cartoon is making their way towards this part of the map.
Yeah, I think that is, like you mentioned, EOS that is in and around that area. I want to have a look at Zeus right now as the vehicle flips by. There is squad number 16 right up front. Don't think they've spotted them.
But looks like squad number 13 is going to go straight into Cartoon, which is going to be right in front of them. That's squad number 12. There was squad number 12 at these houses, but looks like they have moved away from here.
Yeah, looks like they have, and EOS are gonna...
Sasuke should realize that they have taken that loot, but Cartoon, he's making his way back, and he might just encounter Deuce, okay. The buggy's coming in. Cartoon, behind you. Can you hear the buggy?
Actually, it just lets them go by as EOS fully sets up shop. Does Cartoon, what are the kind of weapons he has? He's shooting away at Zeus. Tap, 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 tap. Zeus is low. One more bullet. Nope. Zeus manages to make it back to safety. And he's inside the building now. Easy heal back up. In fact, has himself one first aid. It's gonna get used up immediately. And Cartoon, right now, has given away his position.
Oh, he's tapping away on Sasuke as well, but unfortunately not hitting any.
Yeah, EOS, they have absolutely no info, right, on how many players from squad number 12.
Oh, if Cartoon gets knocked away, it's going to be really difficult. But
no, but
his squad members have come from the side.
Backup is here. They've all arrived. Hagemaru, though, does end up getting knocked down. And Pooh, he's pretty low as well. He's lost the first player around, but he's gonna get knocked down. That was rough indeed. And that should be the full flush out eventually coming through. Sasuke, quick loot back up, and Shinchan has actually moved out of this position. He wants absolutely nothing to do with this place. He says, yeah, it's not really worth losing more here. They're gonna cut their losses, back off. And let's move back over to squad number 10. That is Demigods with Gutina.
Yeah, they have.
Currently up in Pochinki.
They've got Pochinki completely for themselves. There was a squad that showed his face over there, but realizing that there's a squad over there, they just move out. And squad number 10 going to be pretty safe and have enough loot, but they have level 2 helmets, level 2 vests, good amount of heals. They've got DPs, AKs, so quite good loot coming out of Pochinki. On the other hand, we see our gods. And our gods are taking that loot towards Gatka. Our gods looking for that loot towards Gatka. We can hear some shots being fired with squad number 18 and squad number 11. And they are going to might want to take that fight. Squad number 11 has to be a bit careful over here. They might not want to engage that early into that fight with squad number 18.
Yeah, let's have a look at the circle and where the teams are gonna be currently heading.
Yeah, you can see the circle like we mentioned earlier. It is a very east oriented circle with the lower half of the map in play, and right now the players are making their way towards the circle. Squad number 17, squad number 14. We can see squad number 13 also going quite close towards Pochinki. That's EOS. They've got a few kills as well. On the other hand, squad number 7 holding Yasnaya, squad number 6 holding Livoka, squad number 9, but looks like squad number 5 might catch one player of squad number 9 over there, and he's very close proximity, but that person is going back to his team.
Yeah, he is just third. In fact, I did manage to get a quick glance
This is
of
be fun.
what was
Squad
happening.
number 13, squad number 16, and squad number 12.
Yeah, there is what probably looks like a three-way standoff as we quickly load into that area. I see shots being fired up in that direction, but Sasuke hasn't really taken too much fire just yet, and the buggy is gonna probably head into
He
these
loses
buildings
his
here.
back tire, and because of that he's moving quite slowly because he has someone sitting at the back as well. So yeah, those mechanics coming into play. They're gonna still get these houses over here to loot, and they're gonna catch that.
There is Jamunda LLT. He's going by. There's actually one of the players from squad number 13 on the floor there, and he's gonna not even notice him. He's still charging up. He does have two more players from EOS, who are parked up on the buildings here on the right hand side. And Jamunda right now, the pace of it is going at, he should be able to safely make his way through, and I think he's gonna make his way towards these hills right here.
Yeah, Dukai, he got caught by squad number 14 over there, and Zeus, he can see one squad over there. He's firing away, but that is not going to do that much damage. It's quite far, and you're using an SMG. It's not going to be that easy.
Yeah, as we're seeing a lot of teams, in fact, clumped up one next to the other, but all of them are able to safely make their way through. No one really put in a position where they want to take an all-out fight. They're just poking and prodding on their way into these circles. You're trying to find those compounds to set up shop in for the entire squads, but we might have a change up in all of that. Squad number 14 going hot into squad number 16 here. Aurora spots them all out. Is he going to park away? I think he's got a safe little spot here behind the buildings. He's going to join up with the rest of his teammates as well.
Yeah, LLT. He sees a lot of this action happening, and now he's going to go in a bit aggressive. He's going to fire. Is he? No, he's not going to. He still has to go make his way towards the left. He might want to fire onto Aurora. Aurora going to take no damage at all. But the knock comes in.
Yeah, look at Aurora. He eventually peeks out from the far side and he does get knocked. Almost gets knocked in. He's sitting on about 20% health. And the problem is, we've talked about this separated position. Oh, Aurora.
That nade was good. Aurora's also knocked, and they should be able to flash these 2 kills. I don't think his teammates are going to come and try and get that reward.
Yeah, this is just way too much of a risk to actually go for the save right now. They're going to leave back not RK as well as Aurora. Warsi and Crisis are right now set up shop on the far compound there, and they're just going to let their teammates get flushed back out. So not the best of starts right now for Team UK 07, but we have seen, I think it was in map number 1 of semi-final number 1, God's Reign. They lost 2 players early on as well, but look how far they managed to get just with the proper decision making at that end game scenario and taking smart fights. We're seeing a drop come by. Johnny, what's it?
Yeah, it's a Groza with level 3 helmet, level 3 well, but GHA Munda LLT, he's not interested in picking up that drop. He's just going to his team unless he's not spotted that.
I think he's just gonna go ahead and join up with the rest of his teammates here, who just got off a hot fight. So they're not really sure if those other 2 players are gonna come ahead and look for that push. So he's just gonna further reinforce his team there. But Aurora, look at how far he's been crawling, trying to get back to his teammates. They're just gonna let him bleed out. What's happening with CRT and Johnny?
Yeah, so Sinchan, cartoon squad, Sinchan, the only person left for his team. He's just going to hold that house and look at the battle that's happening. Dianshu firing shots onto squad number 5.
Yeah, they're on the opposite side here right now. Squad 5, that is the Saints, are going to be going up against Obscene Elite. There's just TPPs all around right now.
But they are moving towards the South Island when the circle is not there.
I think it's a question of...
Oh,
there it is!
Squad number 8. And are they going to take the fight? But they are going towards Novo. They're like, okay, we have 2 minutes. Shall we go to Novo and loot? They don't realize that Sushant OP and his team have already looted Novo completely.
Yeah, they're going to try and make that rotate across though. Is it really going to be worth it? Only time will tell. Let's have a look back at the zone and where the squads currently are positioned. We in fact have the circle heading back towards the main island. And we did see a couple of squads pop in, primarily squad number 5 into Military Island to have a quick loot.
Oh, they've got a knock onto one player over there, squad number 16, and that's Warsi. He's able to get the knock, but the revive is coming in. Squad number 16, he doesn't have a clear shot. He's changing his position to maybe get high ground over there, but yeah, squad number 16 still all alive. They get the res up as well.
And they were pretty much only 2 strong right now with the vehicles. The rest of the teammates are also going to join in on the Tabahilt position. And Warsi, he did have the vehicle hidden away there inside the squad house. Gonna pull that back up. And what's he doing right now? I think he's gonna move it way inside.
And lock
yeah, so that there's absolutely no chance of those tires getting taken out.
Yeah, because they're quite in the circle right now, and the circle is moving towards North Island. It's going to be a end towards shelter or farm, it looks like, and that's also a very interesting end to begin with.
All right, our god. I think there's right now only 1 player alive here. I see Saksham on the far side. Yeah, they've lost Rex and Havoc already.
Saksham, the only person alive. He's the one with the Beryl, and he takes damage with that nade. They do realize that there is one player over there, Saksham. He's going to hold his ground. He does not know whether he wants to be here, but even if he runs, he's going to get caught. So he has to take this fight. There's no way out.
Look at that nade though, coming from above the ledge. Is it going to do anything? I don't think it does. And it's just going to be a pincer play at this moment. Not sure if they know that it is only one player here. I'm pretty sure that squad number 18 has no idea, but the kill does eventually come through. And squad number 18, they will end up getting one player knocked down rather.
Oh.
But it should be a quick res back out. EOS seems to be in some trouble as well. They've lost one of the players to squad number 8. Let's move over and check out what Sasuke is up to.
Sasuke, he's trying to see if they can get the res. He's going to drop some smoke so that it gives cover to his teammates, but he needs to see the squad number 8 who was firing on them. And squad number 8, Octane X, he has good view over here with that UMP and a 6x, but UMP and a 6x, oh, I don't think that's going to be that great.
Yeah, right now they don't really have too much cover. Do EOS, they're pretty much all out in the open and they need to find some cover. They've got maybe a couple of trees to work with at best. They need to drop more smokes, get to that high ground where they do have some buildings for cover.
Squad number 16, they made their way through, and squad number 13, now they might be in sandwich. They might be sandwiched completely. They need to be careful. Squad number 16 trying to go for that loot, and the Groza was still not picked up in that time. But now squad number 8 firing shots onto Sasuke, but Sasuke needs to be careful. His other teammate has already made it through. So, oh, squad number 16 coming straight at Sasuke, and this is going to be trouble.
Oh, squad number 16, they're just gonna set up shop here with that UAZ and they're just gonna go charging through. Fight. Munda LLT gets knocked first though. That's a big pick off and oh,
Sasuke gets
Lethal is also down. Sasuke eventually does go down as well, but his teammates will be able to flush things out. And that should
Squad
be the
number
res
9.
coming through.
Just look at that. Squad number 9 have popped towards squad number 8, and now that's going to be trouble.
Squad number 9, where are they heading towards right now?
Oh,
I think
they're
that
just
yeah,
moving
they're
off
heading
on that
away. They're in a pretty safe spot at least for now. Squad number 8 will see those vehicles go by, but I think right now it's a time where people are going to take a moment. They're going to rest up. See what the map is currently looking like. On the left hand side we have, I think, a couple of teams that are set up. On the middle, not too much of a clutter. There is that big open area southeast of school towards mansion as well, wide open right now, no one really there. Unfortunately there is I think about 15% of the map covered in water right now, so that is unusable area. Squad number 5 are gonna have to make their way through that bridge. Lucky for them, Varsi and others are not really looking for that bridge camp either.
And lucky Sushant, OP and all, they cleared off that bridge and they crossed from the other side. Look at the circle shift. Just look at that. It's gone north. And that's in the open between mansion, school, shelter. It's that ridge over there where that center house is there where Brand Phoenix is. And that is a very big hot spot. Brand has already set up over there. And that right now they secured the place, but that's a zone where everyone is going to make their way to.
And look at Octane X right now. They're looking at EOS, who have just pulled up towards the buildings up on the hill. And right now they do have water on their backs, so they don't really need to worry about multiple directions. They do see squad number 9 also driving by in the distance as Sushant
and his team are now going to try and make cover and get into the zone, because it's going to be really important. Half of the teams are already making their way through.
Yep, all these squads that are actually at the edge, they're the ones in trouble right now of being forced into fights they don't really want to take. Because of that hard shift, all those squads who are clumped up towards that bottom border are all now forced to make that rotation out. Only question comes, what is the order in which they rotate? Because the first ones heading out can easily go ahead and edge camp, knowing for a fact that there is still a dearth of squads that need to make their way in. As we see Sushant OP, I think he sees one of the squads there heading far in the distance, but he has himself a DP, not the best of weapons to take that long range duel either. So it's gonna immediately go ahead, sheath the weapon back out, as we do have another drop going in, but this drop again, like the previous ones, I think is out in an area where no one really can go ahead and pick it up. There's no one near close by. It is an M249 with an 8x and level 3 helmet backpack vest, 100 bullets of 556.
Look at this. This is what I was saying. This is going to be a hot zone because there's only one building in between, but a lot of ridge, a lot of cover. You need a lot of vehicles if you need to take this fights in this area, and that's why teams are bringing those vehicles in. You can see squad number 7, squad number 15, squad number 9. They are going in straight bang in that area over there.
Yeah, we already have those rotations coming through. Squad number 8 and 18 though. I think we might see a fight happening in that direction. Let's wait over as Dark Flame OP is pulling up very close to where 8 and 13 were, and I think they managed to sandwich between the two guys, just drive past and be like, hey, you guys can continue taking your fights. We're not really gonna look to
But
get
they're
in
moving
your
it straight
way.
to squad number 14. Straight in. Varsi and Crisis. Are they going to come out of the shack? Are they going to fire?
They were only too strong though, but they can definitely pop out and make a dent. But Dukai has spotted out Deepu
But
FTW.
look, Dark Flame. He is going into the warehouse, into the tower, and there is squad number 14 right next to them. Squad number 14 can take a lot of advantage of this.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to get into that sniper tower there and get some cover at least.
Anand is knocked.
Oh, they do.
From where did Anand come? Oh, Anand, he did not check the corners properly. Now, Dark know that there are two people over there.
Yeah. Question is, how are they going to be actually able to flush them out into the open? I don't think they are in range to get any sort of utility in there as well. But we switch over. We're seeing more fights break out here. It's squad 8 versus squad number 13. Squad 8 have a decent spread though right now. We have Shant OP as well as I think that's Deepu FTW, who's made their way towards those buildings on the left. But Shant OP is gonna expose himself for a second. Crims does as well. Sushant does get knocked by Sasuke, and we have more players running out. Razor is down to I think about 5 HP. That makes his way towards that tree and is gonna find some cover. Made time to pop off a first aid as well. Dukai though has really good position inside this building. He doesn't really want to move out to try and force the issue at this point of time. And him and his teammates are going to hold their positions inside. Oh, Sasuke gets knocked down. That's a big knock. Zeus is down as well. Oh no! And it's now down to Dukai to try and force this. He spots Deepu FTW, gets a hard tag in as well, but it's
Look at this.
not the
Look
knock.
at this open fight. Blasty, he just stops in between. He does not know that it's squad number 15. He gets 2 knocks in. He can get the third as well. He gets 3 over there for his team. And they are going to clean the house
This
over
is
here.
huge. And the last remaining player from squad number 15 is in fact in the shack on the far right hand side. Nothing he can do. Anshul can only sit and watch as the rest of his teammates get fully slaughtered back up. They're going to find some decent little loot. There are lots of boxes, lots of things to pick up. And Dukai charges up ahead. He's spotted the player out. He's going to break the wall down. But unfortunately, the door there, not really enough
Yeah,
time
Deepu is
to
not.
find the next, and Crims will be able to find the full flush back out. He still has Zeus to worry about, who's on the far side. Zeus, what's his position like? He's
Oh,
getting
Razor
ready
gets
with the
knocked from
nade.
behind. Razor gets knocked from behind.
And look at Crims now.
So it's a 1v1. It's basically Deuce versus
The nade, is it gonna jump over on the other side? It does, but it jumps, it went a little too far off, and Crims is gonna be like, oof, lucky, but in comes the zone, and with the zone arriving, I see Zeus and Crims both looking to get into their vehicles and get the hell out. Zeus is making a run for this. Crims though, I think for a split second there thinks, hey, I can probably make this spray work and get the kill, but in second thought he's like, no, I'm gonna have to find my vehicle and get out. Lucky for him, there is a UAZ waiting for him on the other side. It is up in smokes, but hey, he's gonna have to settle for this. He's got no other options. And with that, both these players are gonna make their way into this final few circle, which looks pretty jam-packed inside. As we see squad 10 pretty much straight in the center. Towards the south side, we have squad 11, 14, 18. There's one player, Crims, from squad 8 as well. And look at where the circle is just going to move central. And squad number 10 can pretty much sit where they are and let everyone else fight it out at the edges.
But look at Arjuna. He's found a nice cozy place for him. And he's fighting away from there. He's trying to do some damage onto BFR. BFR blast to take some damage. Arjuna, they don't know where Arjuna is fighting.
Ooh, squad number 5. They've just pulled up actually right next to squad 10. They just drove in with all their vehicles. They knew, hey, there's a compound in the middle of the circle. Let's go there. But they
look at Arjuna. Look at the angle.
That nade! Oh! That nade bounces off that Dacia straight in Felix's face. And there is an amazing angle being held by Arjuna from...
He's cocking that nade.
Yeah, he's cocking the nade, and X-Noob is gonna have to...
Oh!
He's gonna drop down.
Oh, but he gets the knock with that.
He still gets the knock, but there's a player on the far side right here. Is he gonna be able to...
Oh, he's reloading!
No, he gets the reload. Worst possible timing on that reload.
I mean, you fire 4 shots, why do you need the reload?
And that might cost them a lot there at the end. We still have Boy, TPP, far side, is just buying time for that res to come through. Arjuna, however, there's no reses for him. And smoke's being dropped. There's a lot of chance of third party as well. There's all these squads on top of the hill, and they're all gonna be looking down. So they're in... Oh, what? How does he go down?
Look at this fight. Orion, he's making the push. And oh, they are pushing onto Orion instead. Now, he's holding the wall behind. There's another smoke drop. He's going to this time drop a smoke for himself. And he's trying to make his way out. But squad number
Just to give you an idea of where they're fighting, this is it.
And he drops the Molotov.
He drops the Molotov. X-Noob is burning and he has to make his way through and go for this heal. But there is a nice TPP angle that he's holding. Smoke's being dropped.
Oh, he couldn't heal up.
Yeah, look at the backup though.
Oh, the nade!
Nade's good. Nade's
That's
good.
the wiper. But squad number 9 has made its way to a squad number 10. Now what squad number 10 is going to do?
Yeah, there is Orion right now, and it is decisions. Squad number 5 are gonna get one knock in, and that's Boy who's gonna have to drop the smoke, go in for the res, but Orion is keeping tabs on this. There's also a player from above who's raining in bullets onto Boy, and Orion, he knows he's going to do nothing right now. The pressure is all coming in from above, and he's just gonna sit there, wait for these two players to move out of the smoke. And at that point of time is where Orion's gonna step up and say, hello, surprise, surprise. And he's just looking to cut the distance. He sees Boy. Pre-fires across, and Orion is gonna pick up that knock. But Orion ends up getting knocked down himself.
He's getting fired from the hill above.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the Boy getting flushed back down. Lucky for squad number 5, he did manage to get the res onto Jai, who manages to sit inside that smoke. And I think he will continue to hold this position for some more time here as Kratos...
Look, squad number 7, AK. He's already knocked. The nade is going to go and take him down, and yeah.
There is, of course, Brand Digger rather, who's looking up at the entirety of XD ahead.
His teammate is like done for squad number 11.
And with the vehicles moving out, I think this is the perfect time for him to peek out and get the knocks in one by one.
Look at Jazz. He has such a good view of squad number 6, firing away with that Car 98. And can he do some damage? No, unfortunately, he's missing all his shots.
That's a 3x though, only on that Car 98. Not the best of weapons with that scope. So especially the distance that he's looking to work with, it's not ideal to say the least. But his teammates are still getting the job done. There's also third party coming in from squad number 9 on top of the hill there. And eventually the nades are good enough. They will find the kills in Blasty closing things up. And on the far side,
there's Jigger
just third partied in, and he just pops out Ash. Ash though will be able to get the kill. But one of his teammates, I believe, there was Winnie, gets fully flushed back out. They lose two more players
Okay,
where they do get knocked down, and Ash needs to go for these reses, but there was once Frog keeping tabs on these movements. On the far side, we see more kills coming in as well. I think there's Jay who manages to find the flush onto one of those players. In one more squad bites the dust. Top 3 situation. Smokes being dropped as the reses do eventually come in. Team XD, they lose 2, but Jazz...
So it's 2v1v1.
It's, yeah, 2v1v1 right now. Let's see, Dark Flame OP on the far right. There's Was Once Frog, Smack. And this is definitely gonna be a tricky situation. Flame OP, what's his situation looking like right now? He's trying to get some TPP in, and he spots the player heading down. OP is gonna get up and head down himself. He does have a smoke providing him some decent cover. Will he be able to spot squad number 9 as well? The one remaining player. He's given away his position by dropping smokes though. So Flame OP, you see, is looking in that direction, but Frag does have that nice little ridge to work with. For a second I was like, Was Once Frog? When was he a frog? What is it? Frag indeed. It's just so hype that I'm pretty much semi-blind right now, but Frag has been spotted, and Ash release of fish. Oh, look at OP! He says thank you so much, Ash. Goes for the flush. Not gonna find the flush though. He's gonna get up and he's gonna get cleaned up by Jazz. And with that, Jazz will get 1. And
Now it's a 1v1.
yeah, he spotted Frag out. And the pre-fire through the corner, and Frag does manage to clutch it out. Just sits there. Easy peasy. Doesn't really want to get himself involved. We saw XD as well as Dark duking it out. And Frag just pops out in the last second and says, hey, I'll take that game-winning kill and get the chicken dinner for BFR. They get it with 11 kills in. XD is sitting on 13 kills. Second place finish. 4 kills onto Dark. 3 kills onto ELM. I think that pretty much seals the top 4. Of course, this is a 2-map semi-final where top 8 move on to the grand finals tomorrow. Big shout out to all the sponsors. Title sponsor Alienware, powered by Logitech G. Associate sponsors Next Gen Multimedia and Kaspersky. GP partner Galax. Energy drink partner Monster Energy. Shade Slayer as well as Flash. We will be back in, I think, 10 to 15 minutes with map number 2 to see who will be the final 8 squads moving into day 5 of minor number 6.
When you walk in the room, you're still, and you can't see nobody else. I'm not the only one who feels the switch inside my body change. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself. When we go out, we don't get far, 'cause everybody knows your name. They stop to ask you how you are, but now our dinner plans run late, and I know your mother raised you right, so I don't wanna make you rush. And now and then can't help but wish this life was just the two of us. Oh, I just want you to myself. 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 You called to say that you will make it over to my place tonight. The office got you working late, and when you're off, you'll be too tired. I don't wanna make a scene. You're just so good at what you do. It's selfish of me to think that I'm the only dream for you. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself.
sunshine and not a lot of rain. A whole lot of happy and not a single tear on my face. Pockets overflowing with what I need today. Doesn't mean that it's easy and it isn't always great, but it's all good. It's all good. Life is going like it should. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. When you know where to look, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. The picture isn't perfect, the road ain't always straight. It gets a little crazy, and you know sometimes we need a break. But it's better than it could be. It should be. Taking what we're given, we can't complain 'cause it's all good. It's all good. Life is going like it should. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. When you know where to look, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna rain, but I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a perfect picture, mister. You know that's true. But it ain't about what you say, it's about what you do.
Good. Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
Life is going like it should.
Life is going
Yeah,
like it
it's
should.
all good. It's all good. When you know where to look,
Gotta know, gotta know, gotta
it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. Good, it's all good. Life is going like it should.
Life is going like it
It's
should.
all good.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The final map of day 4 here. Semi-final number 2. Map 2 is live on Miramar. I'm Shadeslayer. Joining me is Flash. At the end of this, we will have the top 16 squads that will battle it out tomorrow in the finals 3 mapper for minor number 6. We've had an explosive first semi-final here today. Unfortunately, Team X couldn't really make it. On the far contrast, God's Reign played only one of the 2 maps. They had to bow out and not play Miramar thanks to their PMCO qualifier game, I believe, but they still managed to make it in 5th position and qualify over to tomorrow. Johnny, walk us through the flight path.
Yeah, the flight path is a very south-oriented from east to west. So you can see this time maybe Prison, Mina del Sur, Los Higos can come into play. But yeah, Picado, Los Leones, Monte Nuevo, San Martin. San Martin might not be that easy to go, but yeah, people will go to Impala, Power Grid. El Pozo, again a little difficult. You can go to Monte Nuevo, get a vehicle and maybe move to El Pozo. Hacienda, also quite difficult, quite far away. But yeah, teams are still going to try and find those vehicles and try to go towards the north side of the island.
Let's see how many people are going to be heading Los Leones, because I remember the last time we had a flight path like this, I think it was a couple of minors ago. We had 3 to 4 squads head Los Leones, and it was I don't know, it was a standoff between all those squads just sitting inside TPP I think for like 3-4 circles. Hopefully that's not the case. In fact, 0 squads in Los Leones. We're gonna see quite a few squads drop off late. Squads dropping early have already set up. I think that's Team DMG, who's already started looting up. We have actually Arjuna, who's I think AFK at the moment. The rest of his teammates rather. Kratos as well as Athena.
Yeah, it looks like squad number 14 and squad number 18 are going to land right next to each other. And this could be a juke already. You can see shots being fired. Squad number 18 and 14 in the same area.
Squad number 18, Dark, did have a decent finish the last time around. I remember Flame OP was the last man alive. I think they did come in 3rd position. Not really sure how they fared in the overall scorecard with the kills taken into account, but they were definitely top 4. So they're in with a really good shot, in fact, of making it to the finals tomorrow. But an early duel is something that they probably want to stay away from. You don't really want to lose your numbers early on. And Flame OP is going to find himself a shotgun. Not the best of guns to take a fight with. Still not working with a helmet. He ends up misfiring a shot there, but it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you see squad number 15, 16 and 5 quite in the same area. They're looting in Chumacera, and squad number 15 can get into trouble because squad number 16 is above them. They have the high ground advantage. But right now, obviously, they're going to go try and get that loot first and then maybe go and take those fights.
Alright, let's look at the map. The circle has revealed itself, and no surprises. It's a southern circle, bare minimum amount of water in it. But look at where Octane X has gone. Octane X has head.
Squad number 5, Jay, he pulls up right next to squad number 16, and LLT, he hears that vehicle. Is he going to make that push on to Jay? He's waiting for his teammates to give him some cues. He's going to first try and get some information over there. He's not going to want to take that fight though. He right now has an AK, level 2 helmet, level 2 vest. He has 2 heals with himself as well. And
you can see him being very cautious about taking that peek without really giving away his position, and look like Jay has managed to see that. Meanwhile, Brand, I think, is also looking to get into a fight elsewhere. They've got a couple of knocks in. Brand is in fact ended up losing 2 players. Phoenix is tagged pretty low as well.
Jay, he's going to get hit. No, that spray missing completely. No damage being dealt by LLT, and he's just gonna make his way out.
Yeah, and meanwhile here, Brand, they do survive, but it did come at a cost. They've lost 2 of their teammates in, and they're gonna be, I think, splitting up and going for their loot, looking for vehicles early on. Vehicles, we've discussed this time and again on Miramar. It is gold. And squad number 13, EOS, they did have 15 points, I believe, from game number 1. 5 position points, 10 kills. Lots of early kills, but they did get eliminated very early on as well. So they're going to be looking to get into that top 4, top 3 situation, which should be technically enough to push them into that top 8. So they've got a long way to go.
But Dukai, he's running straight into squad number 14, not even waiting for his teammates. This could brew some trouble. And then EOS, I mean, if they take this battle early, they might just get knocked out in the and might not.
And
make
he's
it to the
running pretty much all alone right now. He spots a Warsi. Warsi wasn't ready for that. The first knock comes through. He spotted more. Can he get the flush out onto Warsi? I'm sure he wants. Yes, with that barrel. Iron Sight gets it, and not RK. Can only stand and watch as his teammate gets taken down. That was a huge play there by Dukai. He's going to cripple his opponents, and right now they're pretty much paranoid. They don't know how many players there are. Right now it's only Dukai, but the rest of the squad 13 players, your backup is going to come in real soon. And UK07, they need to make a decision here. Do you go for that rotate back out and leave and quite possibly end up losing 1, maybe 2 players, or do you take this fight right now without really having all the info on EOS? So I don't think either of the choice is good right now, but they're probably gonna have to make the best of what they've got. They do have decent weaponry though. Level 2, I see not RK, who's sitting on level 2 helmet, level 2 vest. Not the best of heals though. 1 first aid, 5 bandages, 0 boosters. I think that is primarily the reason why he's not being too enthusiastic about taking these fights. But Dukai, right now just TPP. It's the TPP game. Information is key. He's just waiting on for the rest of his teammates to spread out as well. If you look at that minimap on Dukai's screen, you will notice that triangle spread out, right? They've got all the angles covered. They've got all the doorways covered. Anyone looking to make a move from squad number 14 is gonna be fodder.
Yes, indeed. And you can see Dark, they're taking a fight against OMB with a Kar 98 shot, getting the knock over there, and quite a long range battle against squad number 6. So
yeah, there's Deadshot who's already down, and they're gonna take a moment here to get those quick heals out. OMB is on the low ground right now. They're gonna drop the smokes and look to make that quick rotate back out. And they're getting shot at though.
yeah, Arrow, he just survives it. He just runs.
Arrow survives. They're gonna leave back Akshay. Satan OP is gonna be able to get the full flush out. Akshay? No, he's actually not flushed. He's been healed up. And I guess this fight will continue to go on. Let's have a look at Arrow's perspective.
Yeah, Arrow, he's still going to check his angles, be a bit careful. Does not need to take this fight right now because he has a UMP and an M164. I mean, Pranshu, he gets the shot onto PG as soon as he sits on that Mirado, and PG needs to fall back. They need to drop a smoke. I don't think that's the right angle to even to get the res up.
Yeah, squad number 18 are actually decently spread out. They have different terrains to work with. And OMB, as far as I know, they know only Flame OP as well as Satan's position. They don't really know about the other 2 players, and Pranshu able to capitalize, get that knock in. They're going to group up together though. I think that's going to be a few boosters handed out, maybe a few other meds as well. But there is Akshay in between the 2 of these guys. He's sitting on that ridge below and he's wondering, hey, how am I going to work out of this tricky situation right now? Because it's a standoff and it is going to be a battle of probably utility. battle of how long you can sustain with the heals, and squad number 18 answers that. They're like, nah, we're gonna take the buggy.
Or 4x on a UMP, not that easy spray to control.
And yeah, it's not first. It's not the best of.
Pranchu. He's been so good with that Car 98. This is the third knock he's got.
And these knocks are eventually gonna come to bite OMB in the rear, right?
Look at squad number 18. Squad number 18 is making their way.
Yeah, they've split up with two of their players, and they are gonna pull up right now. They have a beautiful view onto Akshay. Akshay is gonna take the buggy and try and make a move. He does get tagged pretty low, but that Hail Mary play pays off as OMB are gonna be able to group up together. Akshay even manages to pick up his teammate on the way out, Arrow, and I think they're gonna be able to fall themselves into a much more safer position here. A lot more hills, a lot more ridges to work with, should provide decent cover. It of course will force them towards the edge, but they also have a street to work with, so they can completely look to. No, he's gonna get tagged on the cactus, but it's gonna be safe. Quick 360 flip, one for the WODs, I believe, but yeah, they can completely avoid squad number 18 right now and find a safe entry in.
Yeah, Deadshot is knocked again, but these people have moved so far away that how are they going to get the cover? How are they going to get the revive?
And looks like we're going to have another engage coming through. Squad number 5 is getting jumped on. We have VD going for the charge up. They will end up getting one of the players knocked down. Winnie though, will he be able to trade? X-Noob gets spotted, tagged down to about 30% health.
Yeah,
Quick pre-fires through. Yeah, there's just too many bodies. Way too many number of people there, and X-Noob ends up going down. And there's Jai still up though. And Jai, how many can he find? None is the answer. He goes down as well. But look at where Boy is. Boy is completely on the other planet.
Both the teammates are too far away, and they're not going to be able to revive the other two.
They're totally on the other planet. And they're just going to cut their losses, leave those two teammates behind. I mean, when you do split yourself up 2-2, especially in this map right here, it just gets so hard, right? With all these hills, small little hills to work with, the terrain is just too punishing if you have to travel out via vehicles. It just takes, I'd say, at least 1.5x the time it usually takes to cover similar distance out on Erangel. We do see Boy able to spot one player out. Foy, what's the play here? It is a vector, which we in our circles funnily call it the pea shooter, because that is the kind of damage that it does inflict. But we've seen players in the past prove us wrong. We've seen them being able to control that spray. It's a pretty difficult spray to control, and you do need to land quite a few bullets to get that damage in. But in the hands of a right player, technically, if you land most of your bullets, you still, because of the fire rate, you will still be doing as much damage as you do with DMRs. So we do have Buckfoy eventually head things off. They've got the pickup truck, but like you see, crawling pace.
Very difficult.
Very difficult to maneuver in and around those hilly areas. Let's look at the map right now and where the circle's heading. There are quite a few teams who are at the perimeter or at the edge, and this is one of the things I was trying to draw your attention towards. This is the first ever time in Miramar have I seen someone go to those islands at the south. We had Octane X who went to the southern islands and just about now are making their rotate in. We see EOS on the far distance. Actually.
Yeah, they pick up a loot crate and they pick up that ghillie suit. And in this map, that sandy ghillie suit actually is quite essential, quite useful, because it's not that easy to catch someone when they're on the mountain with that ghillie suit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing long range battle with the sniper, you might just think that's terrain.
And right now We have Unknown Noob, who's got himself an M24, and they're holding up a compound.
Oh, squad number 16 might be brewing a battle against squad number 11 over there. Squad number 11 in the vicinity. Taba, HILLT, and Dan LLT. Oh,
Dan gets knocked down, and Hilt doesn't really have the best of scopes to work with. I think he has only an iron sight, and in that range, it offers almost next to nothing. And Taba is gonna have to hit some insane spray downs right now. He does land a couple of bullets, but he's given away his position. And right now, it is just gonna be suicidal to go for this peak. I think you just probably wait it out. And
where are his teammates? Why
his teammates just so far behind. Teams are just so split up. And Miramar is such a brutal map in terms of punishing even the slightest of mispositioning. And I think that has been, we've already seen that being the story of one of the squads. Look like it's gonna be the same again here with squad number 16.
Now squad number 11 progressing ahead. They have those houses to take that cover. Taba, HILLT. He sees Winnie. And is he going to fire?
He does, and he gets the knock.
Oh, Jazz is on his left. Hilt needs to check that. He can get that knock if he wants.
Look at Reload though. Reload's moved back over. Nate coming through is gonna get the flush. I think no. Winnie, he needs to touch him. Can he get the touch? Touch him! No, he can't. Oh no. Reload, he was right next to him, 1 HP. You can probably desperately see him spam that res button, and he's not gonna find it. Hilt gets tag load, decides to run out in the open. I think he was like, hey, there may be a window to go for this risky play, but lucky for him, there was no push through, and he's gonna be able to respond back in kind. Quick pre-fire across, and Ash, he's desperate here. He's looking for the flush. He's not finding it just yet though. Hilt, let's see what the play is going to be like. He's going to go charging through, and he's got a lot of bodies in front of him. He's just going to take a second, go for that band-aids out. Ash, quick reposition deep into the building. A few windows that he needs to worry about. The angles actually are going to favor Hilt right now. Ash in an enclosed corner there. He's in the room. The nade, lucky for him, is in the wrong room, but look at his armor. Ash almost has no armor on him. It's a bust level 2 West, and that is going to play in favor of Hilt. Especially with that AK, he's going to be able to shred through his HP. And Hilt charging up his cut the distance down. I don't think Ash is aware of this. 2 players coming in. They're going to go for that pincer move across. They're not ready for this. Ash gets knocked down, and that should be the quick flush out. Hilt wasn't the easiest of pushes at the end. Ends up taking quite a bit of damage in, but they will kill secure, and the rest of the teammates,
they push the other guy, and OPLLT, AKOP dies over there in that exchange. So it's a 2v2 now.
2v2 situation indeed. You see, now the hunter becomes the hunted. They were inside that building for a second. You see the Molotovs being tossed out, and immediately Taba, he moves behind the building. He knows he needs to quick reposition back out. Sticking around is only gonna invite more utility from XD. And as of now, XD, how do you play this? Hilt is keeping himself mobile out in the open. This is good. Ensures that you don't really get pinned in. One single spray isn't going to take you out. You're playing that info game, and talk about not really sticking in one single position for too long. And now Jazz, he's going to go for this, and Jazz gets the kill. The trade comes out, and all that patience from LLT is probably going to earn them 2 kills at best. But look at what XD is currently doing. Yes, they did lose 2 players, but they're sitting on 6 kills. That's going to go a long way in getting them into that top 8 position. There's still 11 teams alive, 32 players alive, and I see an AWM.
Yeah, this is the crate you want in this map. It's an AWM with the quick draw extended mag, level 3 helmet, level 3 vest.
Squad number 18, squad number 14 going at it right now. 18 are inside the warehouse. 14 having an open position here. Flame OP keeping his guard up, looking for those flank rotations out.
NOTRK.
NOTRK is holding the other side, and that's pretty much the angle that Flame OP and the rest of his teammates are also looking to pick up on. Yeah. He knows for a fact he can't. Oh! They all peek out! That was chip bait right there, people. He got jibaited in. Not RK. Ooh, too many bodies. But if you see the angle in which they were moving, they're not moving in a single line. They were all spread out, and Crisis is going to be forced into a defensive position that not before he takes a rain of bullets coming his way. But Flame OP,
oh, he gets one knock as well.
is gonna move in, and there is a knock. I think that's Crisis who finds that two players are down. Will get Flame to think twice here. He's gonna have to drop the smokes, but one of his teammates already gets flushed. I believe, oh, 3 players are down, in fact, and now the zones come in as well. So he's gonna have to take all its own, and Crisis goes pushing through, says bye-bye. See ya, folks.
Crisis team wipes the entirety of Dark.
Yeah, Crisis alone there at the end. He does what his teammate, not RK, couldn't. He ends up picking. That was the beauty there. He had multiple bodies to go at, but he takes those duels only. Takes the knock, goes back into cover, comes out, takes the knock, goes back into cover. And that, we see Crisis is quickly healing back up. Should have some decent loot as well coming his way. Johnny, talk about the next circle.
Yeah, looking at the next circle, it is bang on the hills of Chumakera and on the west of Los Leones Power Grid. So there's a lot of low ground as well as the high mountains as well in play. The squad number 11, squad number 5 in good position with squad number 8 because they're on the high ground. So is squad number 9. The other people are little in a dicey situation.
Yeah, including DMG right now, who are pretty much center circle, and there is that ups and downs of.
And look at the shift. Just look at that shift of the circle. It has moved bang northeast, and squad number 9, luckily with EOS squad number 13, bang in the circle. Looks like EOS might have picked up the AWM as well. They've already looted one crate which had the ghillie suit as well, and EOS
is in fact gonna be in an amazing position right now. As we keep our eyes on Arjuna here. I think there's I'm not sure if they spotted anyone from squad number 15 here.
Squad number 9 shooting some shots onto squad number 13. That's Joker. They know his position, and squad number 9 on a beautiful high ground over there. So they can definitely survive to the next zone. They have spread out a lot, and squad number 13 anyways have good ridge cover. They are also on the high ground.
AWM is on the hands of Blasty. He's gonna pull that out, and does it really have Sasuke's number on it? We will know in a second. Sasuke peeking out. No shots being pulled though. I mean,
every bullet is.
That is you want to make every bullet count, right? And fortunately for him, he's in a situation where these final few circles, you don't really want to be playing it out with a SR, do you? You want maybe if you had a DMR, you want to use that, and even in a DMR, you want to probably stick with a 4x, nothing more. And right now, we see Joker get into a very defensive position. Blasty is also not looking too adventurous to take up these fights. He's got a couple of his teammates who are heading back down. He's just looking to provide cover here from the high ground. He has shots coming his way. Sasuke, he wants to take this fight, goes for the flick, is not going to find it. Meanwhile, BFR, I think they do decide to take a fight out in the middle. Squad number 15, I see. Unknown Noob draws some fire in. Squad number 10, they've already lost one player. He's gotten knocked down. Arjuna looking for the flush. He does not really have full cover from that ridge there, and I think he just barely manages to crawl his way in. And meanwhile, on the far side, Joker seems like he's found a knock as well, long range. It's not onto a player from squad number 9, so I'm pretty interested to see who that was. BFR spread themselves out, and they are aware of squad number 5 here in the low ground. They know there are quite a few players in that direction. I think right now would be the best time to fully commit in.
And the unknown Nub. Now they need to make their way towards the circle. They still have 2 minutes in before they move in. They are 4-man strong, and they've not got any kills, however. We have to see how they stand in the position.
Team XD, they just annihilated the entirely of OMB. OMB came right up next to them, and they were just driving by on that Mirado. They get fully cleaned up, and squad number 9, they've actually lost one of the players there, Kratos, who is sitting inside the shack right now. He has an AWM himself, and there's more vehicular rotations coming out into the open. It's gonna force Kratos to take up a much more aggressive position. There's a lot of kills to be had. Squad number 10. Who do you really want to fight up against right now? Because you're smack bang in the center, and you're gonna pretty much draw fire from all directions if you give away your position. But as I say, that Gatina is also knocked down. That is
has Arjun in front of him, but why is he not getting the kill? Has he lagged out?
I'm not really sure, but 2 players have been flushed out. It's only Kratos who's alive, and of course we have Orion as well. On the far side, Reload's making that move in.
Look at Saksham. He's going to flush the kill instead. And squad number 15, Goke. I think he was AFK, or he would have lagged out. And looks like Saksham is just going to close that kill.
Yeah, Saksham cleans that up. Sirin Spirit as well as Nub not really in a position to go for that res immediately. And ooh, Reload. I see Reload charging through. And does he know there's a player inside? Gilly versus Gilly. It is Kratos who comes out on top. And Reload, he does have backup coming in.
The squad number 9 have pushed straight into squad number 17. The revive is coming by Saksham. Knocked by Havoc onto one was frag. And Saksham, he's going to open the door. This is going to be really interesting. Is he going to take the fight? He has the nade cock, but you need to
but now
open the door.
Kratos is in a worse position here. He's all alone, 1v2. He charges out. Can he get the knock? No, he can't. He gets knocked, and Athena wants to respond back immediately, but it's Jazz. 10 HP, clutches it out, and squad number 11 gonna survive through all of this with their 2 players strong. 10 kills in, are making a case for themselves here to make it into that grand finals. And the spray from Saksham, they all have 1 by 1. Frag is down, the next man gets tagged out as well. Nades are getting rained in, and squad number 9 in a very precarious scenario here. BFR Molotov comes out. Unfortunately, does not make its way inside Fusion. He does manage to get the full heal off, so he's at least got some HP to work with at this point of time. But they're all just so clumped up, and with shots coming in this direction, Argod, will they hard commit in for this?
Look at the shots being fired. And they're getting shot from behind as well. That's squad number 13 who's playing it from the edge of the ridge.
And Buckfoy, he's pretty low as well as Jazz. He looks to go for this cleanup. White Pro is holding an angle for a trade, so I guess you don't really want to hard commit into this. But every single moment that XD does not worry about this player, White Pro can just peek out and take both players out, which is why you see Jazz. Oh, he's not aware. Let's look back over though. There's
Saksham here. Again, there's a lot of damage onto Blasty. He's spotting a lot of people over there.
Meanwhile, boy, I was talking about them ignoring Team 5 for too long, and boy just pops out, cleans house. Meanwhile, on the far side, BFR is looking to get involved as well. They've managed to find, I'm not sure who that is. I think that's a knock onto one of the players from squad number 17, I believe. Meanwhile, Nub in the zone, desperately trying to make a move in, but they will be moving straight into the arms of Argod. And Argod, this is the fight that they want to take. This is their opportunity to rack up maybe a few kills in.
They don't know squad number 9 is also next to them. They've made it to the circle. They need to get the heal, but Caustic is right next to them. Squad number 9 on the right.
Oh, look at this position. Squad number 15, they go charging through.
Oh, you can see Caustic over there. Shooting away.
Nub gets knocked down.
Look at Fusion. He's sitting at a nice angle. Sitting on the first floor. You can see Sasuke as well. He's tapping away with that M164. He's gonna get the knock on. No, Fusion next hit.
Ooh, Spirit is down as well. Spirit gets knocked in from the side and Saksham gets the cleanup on that. And squad number 9 versus squad number 17. This was the original duel between the two squads. We've had squads come by, we've had squads die, but this duel will continue on. This standoff will not see an end just yet, but it is a 2v4 situation. BFR, what's the decision? The decision is to pick up your buggies, they're going to pick up the vehicles, and they're going to actually move up towards the hill where EOS, they spot EOS. Joker is ready. Tap. Can he get the knock in? Joker gets prone, but he's getting traded on. Rap rather, almost gets his red head ripped off clean there, but Dukai does get traded. Knock comes in. So it was eventually EOS not really able to trade in that scenario. Sasuke though moving out in the open, he needs to cross over if he wants to get this res onto Dukai. He's peeking across and Sasuke, small pixel, and off goes the helmet, and he's gonna use this time now to go for the quick flush out, and Sasuke is gonna get charged on. Two players heading in his direction, eventually all four, and how's he gonna work this? Smoke has been deployed. He does have the cover of smoke, but there's just way too many angles, way too many bodies. Squad number 14 has also joined in on this, and this may be the opportunity for them to capitalize for more.
Sasuke gets 2 kills because of that.
Sasuke got 2 kills, and he's gonna back up. Squad number 9 is here.
Spray.
Sasuke gonna look for more, but that's not gonna be enough. The players, there's too many bodies looking at him, and it will be BFR getting this chicken dinner. EOS gonna finish up in second position. 10 kills for UKO7, 3 for Argod, and there's 9 kills in fact for Team XD in 7th position. Actually 10 kills in. So let's see how the final scorecard is gonna look like. Big shout out to all the viewers who tuned in on day 4. It has been an amazing day, action-packed PUBG Mobile action, but we are pretty much done for today. There is some more amazing games lined up for you. Tomorrow we will have that 3-map finals going live at 6 p.m. Erangel, Miramar, Erangel, to see who will be the 2 squads qualifying to that online playoffs on January and taking away 25,000 INR, 20,000 for first place, 5,000 for second place. It's all on the line tomorrow. See you folks at 6 p.m. Until then, goodbye and good night.
When you walk in the room, it's still, and you can't see nobody else. I'm not the only one who feels that switch inside my body change. Oh, I just want you to myself. Oh, I just want you to myself. When we go out, we don't get far, 'cause everybody knows your name. They stop to ask you how you are, but now our dinner plans run late, and I know your mother raised you right, so I don't wanna make you rush. And now and then can't help but wish this life was just the two of us. Oh, I just want you to myself. 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 You called to say that you will make it over to my place tonight. The office got you working late, and when you're off, you'll be too tired. I don't wanna make a scene. You're just so good at what you do. It's selfish.